What's up? What's up? What's happening? What is happening? Oh God. Whew. I tell you, man. I tell you, man. Excuse me. Let me drop this link, man. Let me drop this link. Let's drop this link. Mm. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody? What's up, Bomb, man? What's happening?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, man. I'm hanging in there. Hanging in there. What's new?
Just absolutely nothing. There's been beautiful weather today.
Oh, wow.
Yep, sunshine, 36.
36? Oh, shit. 36 degrees? Damn.
Damn near shorts weather.
I know.
Couple more weeks. That's the thing about living here. There's always 8 more weeks of winter. Don't care what that fucking groundhog does.
But that weather keeps the sun away, man. That weather keeps the sun away, man. We ain't coming out there. We are not coming out there. We are not coming out there. That's too much. It's 36 degrees. And then that's a good day? Oh, hell no.
That's a
Hell,
beautiful day.
hell no.
We're getting the 90s in the summer.
Oh, okay. It was still. That's. Yeah. Y'all are protected by the climate. Um,
That's what I thought about Minnesota, but it's getting pretty sunny over there too.
oh, Minnesota's done. It's a wrap. You can cancel Christmas on Minnesota. They're through. He said it's also a mukbang channel. Nah, man, this ain't no mukbang channel. What's up, Wiki? What's happening, man? K Unda.
Shit, same old, same old. What about you?
Oh man, ain't nothing, man. Same old, man. Like you said, man. Same old, same old.
Right. Tell me why a son man here was told to leave a bar, right? And well, the cops ended up having to shoot his ass. You know how the cops be doing us. We POC.
Yeah, man. and some things, man, it's just you can't fix everything, man. Like you can't fix everything.
Yeah,
That's
they
that's
said they
good.
they said they kicked him out, and obviously he pulled out a gun. 'Cause that's what you're supposed to do, right? He pointed it at everybody, the bouncer, and patrons,
I think
and the
that's
el.
pretty much mandatory, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And the alderman in that area is super woke. She
Uh,
was pissed they shot him. She put out like a statement saying, he was a victim, and his family needs support. But she's like bad shit crazy.
yeah, man. I mean, he is a victim of his. He was born like that. There's nothing he can do about that, man. But, I mean, technically, she's right.
A victim of his DNA.
Exactly. There's nothing. I mean, have you seen anything that can trump that?
I mean, no, that's pretty standard, standard procedure.
Yeah, usually it's the dominant factor in a lot of these equations, man. So
It's almost like 1 plus 1 is 2, right? Like
How
Sun
did
Man.
if that was true, if it was just hardwired DNA, how do you escape the swirling toilet bowl?
what do you mean escape? It's by the grace of God, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what made you different that you can see how stupid behavior is and then you don't act that way? Why?
Well, I mean, for a long time I did act that way. And also, this is a very forgiving society, man. I mean, shit, you get a fucking headache, you can fucking take something to make the headache go away. This is a fucking forgiving society, man. Um, a lot of people gonna make it that normally wouldn't make it. So I look at it like, man, I'm just blessed, man. 'Cause, like,
Can
like,
you think back what was the first moment you looked at something and was like, oh, hey, that triggers something else? Your awakening, so to speak.
I would say it's always been there because it's like, even as a little kid, I'd be like, damn, man, something ain't right.
Damn.
But you don't. But you gotta tamp it down. You gotta you stuff it down. You gotta what I'm saying. You gotta yeah. I mean, everybody. Listen, everybody is is not the same. When we talk about that, we're not saying that every single person. And I know every single son man, or every single person, every single hombrito is a certain way. Or every single glider is a certain way. Because all you gliders didn't build this shit. This great society, all you gliders didn't and responsible. It's a small portion of gliders that are responsible for this shit. This computers and shit and internet. It's a small portion of you guys that are responsible for this. But all the people that are responsible for it are gliders and tigers and shit like that. So it's like when there's a shooting in your neighborhood, yeah, it wouldn't do any good going around rounding up all the sunmen. That would be stupid. But I promise you, it was a sunman who did it.
I just can't believe that they shot that brother, in Black History Month.
Yeah, man. Everybody is not. Yeah, it's just these things, man. You can't fit change it. It's like nature. Like when you go to the park and shit, and you sit back and you watch the butterfly. The butterfly, he operates different than a fly. A bee operates different than a fly. A gnat operates different than a bee. You know what I'm saying? But is every bee gonna sting you? No, every bee's not gonna sting you. But if you get stung, it wasn't a fucking fly. It just is. It's just like that. You know what I'm saying?
This is WJZ Breaking News.
As we come on the air at 7 o'clock, there is a manhunt happening right now in Baltimore County. Take a good look at your screen. Police searching for the man that you see right here. They say David Linthicum connected to a barricade situation that has a neighborhood on lockdown in Cockeysville. And yes, he is considered to be armed and dangerous per police. Hello, everybody. I'm Rick Ritter.
And I'm Nikki Zizaza. Welcome to those of you watching on CBS News Baltimore and on WJZ TV. People living along Powers Avenue are being told to stay inside their homes right now, or if they can't get back, to find another place to spend the night.
This is a scary situation there. WJZ live at 7 o'clock as Kelsey Kushner standing as close as she can.
They're loving this. Yesterday, you had the two white supremacists try to blow up the power grid, the power station. Now you got this guy right here. And, I mean, this is like keep the good times rolling, man.
Into that scene, Kelsey, police are telling people if you see Linthicum, just pick up the phone and call 911 immediately.
Yeah, Rick, Nikki, they really are telling people to do that. They say, though, he is armed and dangerous. They don't want anybody to get too close. So David Emery Linthicum, 24 years old, 5'7". They say he has brown eyes, auburn hair, and facial hair. He was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and black pants. They're also telling neighbors to stay inside, stay safe while they search for Linthicum.
I give him credit. They didn't give his identification. They didn't identify him by race. I'll give him credit for that.
Not yet.
This is 24-year-old David Emery Linthicum, the suspect police are searching for, wanted in connection to a barricade situation in Cockeysville.
We do consider him armed and dangerous. Do not approach him. If located, please call 911 immediately.
Police say a call came in around 2:30 Wednesday afternoon to the 10,000 block of Power Street after a family member says someone in the home was in distress. When police arrived, the person in crisis opened fire, sending one officer to the hospital.
One of our officers was injured as a result of that. He was taken to a local hospital. He is currently being evaluated and is listed in stable condition.
Hundreds of neighbors forced to stay in place as police responded to the barricade situation.
That's pretty disturbing. It's affecting a lot of the traffic coming down here. I'm just trying to get up this road to visit some family members, and I'm told that it could be five minutes or 3 hours. The police got to do what they do. If there's a shooting, that's obviously pretty serious.
Emergency officials and police officers in full tactical gear swarmed the area.
Not frustrated, just concerned that everybody's safe.
Now, this search going on to almost its 5th hour tonight. Still no word as to when these roads will open back up, which is why they are encouraging neighbors to maybe find somewhere else to stay tonight if they're not able to get back inside. But I do want to share a phone number with you. Police did just give me this phone number for anybody who might be in that neighborhood and has an emergency. That phone number is 410-887-2222. They want to reserve the other lines for in case anybody sees Linthicum. Reporting live tonight, Kelsey Kushner for WJZ.
Okay.
They're also still.
Wonder what he did. I've never seen that kind of announcement like that in a whole neighborhood. What the hell did this guy do?
It looked like he injured a cop. They didn't say he shot a cop, but why didn't they just say that though?
They do that like every other day in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, but why didn't they just say, like, if he injured a cop, how did the cop get injured? If the cop got shot, just say he got shot.
He was injured by a bullet.
They said he's in stable condition.
Right. Did he trip on a curb? What's that? You know, what the fuck happened? And why is this guy wanted so bad that they're doing all this?
It was a barricade situation. He apparently got.
What was the crime that he did to make the police want him in the first place?
Yeah, I mean,
like I said, this literally happens every other day over here. SWAT situation, barricade situation.
It's nothing.
And Linthicum, what kind of name is that? Is that Russian or Croatian or what? Linthicum.
Sounds Eastern European, right? Eastern European.
That's what I was guessing.
Yeah, he's He's a little 5'7". He's a little short glider. He's young. You know what I'm saying? Cockeysville is kind of like, you know, rural. It's not like Baltimore at all. It's like people. It's like way out. Um, very, 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 very glacial out there. Um,
There are also still a lot of questions surrounding what led up to the shooting death of a 12-year-old boy in a stolen car in Denver on Sunday. Investigators say a man used an app to track his car, which had been stolen, to the Sun Valley neighborhood.
okay, that's what happened. That's what happened. He used the app to track his cars. He
He
gets
just answered his own question.
the little fucker that stole it probably did something that he shouldn't have did, and he got clapped. In the story. Here, son. Here, sir. Have a nice day. If we need anything more, any further statements from you, we'll call you. Go home. Have a nice night. I mean, that's basically the end of the story. But of course, as we saw from our little story in DC, this guy's probably in a world of fucking trouble.
There are also still a lot of questions surrounding what led up to the shooting death of a 12-year-old boy in a stolen car in Denver on Sunday. Investigators say a man used an app to track his car, which had been stolen, to the Sun Valley neighborhood. And it was there that police say
The what Valley neighborhood?
app to track his car, which had been stolen, to the Sun Valley neighborhood. And it was there that police say the shots were fired. 9 News reporter Luis De Leon explains what we do know so far.
Denver police say this all started Sunday when they got a report of a car stolen.
I think I was here when I was in Denver. Wow. I think I went here.
From the 8300 block of Northfield Boulevard. The car's owner said he was using an app to...
I was here. There's a Vietnamese restaurant over here. Very good Vietnamese restaurant.
Track it, and eventually saw it stopped all the way here in the Sun Valley neighborhood. Police line tape was still visible here on Wednesday. We're not sure what happens next exactly, but according to police, the car's owner approached his car and was, in part, quote, involved in an exchange of gunfire.
There you have it. And that's what I think I think that's why they're lucky, DC police, with that one case in DC, they're not in any hurry to find those two other guys because those guys were armed. And that changed the whole dynamic of why that guy shot at them. So now that they can't find the two other guys that got away from that scene in DC, and they only got the dead kid Karan, they don't have to address, you know what I'm saying, all that, well, did he feel threatened or anything like that? These little fuckers, when they go to steal cars, when they go to carjacking missions, newsflash, they have fucking guns with them. When they go to school, they have guns. So of course, when they're out stealing cars, they have guns. A 12-year-old don't mean shit. Mayo Monkey. What's up, Mayo?
Come on, Ock. This gunfire just erupts and bullets fall from the sky.
Yeah, man. It's raining bullets.
I love how they have to ask, why was he shot? Yeah. Oh, because there was an exchange of gunfire. They couldn't have just said that in the title.
Right.
But that's not why he was shot, man, yo. He was shot because he was black, all right?
Exactly. And if this is Denver.
Or because he was 12.
As I told you guys, there's a huge probability that this guy who shot him is a glider. If this is Denver.
Oh, yeah, he's either glider or umbrito.
Yeah. And that's going to be a huge problem for this guy. This guy's in a world of fucking trouble.
Here on Wednesday,
Especially in Denver,
we're not
that
sure what
place
happens
is
next
the
exactly,
mayor or
but
whatever is
according
some
to
kind of crazy down there.
Yeah.
police, the car's owner approached his car and was, in part, quote, involved in an exchange of gunfire. After, police say a juvenile drove the stolen car. Here, a few blocks away on West 10th Avenue, that's where police found 12-year-old Elias Armstrong in the car, already injured from a gunshot. Police believe other people in the stolen car ran away. The 12-year-old was taken to the hospital, but did not make it. Police say the
So
man
it's possible that the 12-year-old was just an occupant, not saying he's innocent, but he may not have been the one who exchanged gunfire. Because they said the car was driven away. So it could have been a bunch of them in a stolen car, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 kids, 6 teens in the car.
Until they get ballistics back, somebody in that car could have shot the kid.
Yeah, true indeed. But that kid, those kids didn't take their kid to the hospital. Of course, they're little fucking idiot fucking urchins. They fucking.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's in any trouble.
They ditched the car and split.
who shot the boy talked to police, but has not been arrested as of Wednesday. We asked EPD who fired a gun first. They say it's still under investigation. We also asked whether or not the driver tracking their car called police and told them the actions that they were taking. DPD said they could not discuss that because of the investigation. The DPD spokesperson did tell us in a statement that they recommend against owners trying to recover their own stolen vehicle, saying car thieves could be armed. Instead, they say folks should provide any details to police, including the location of the vehicle, if they can track it. Now, some community members in the Sun Valley neighborhood that I spoke to today did not want to go on camera, but they say that they feel the fact that a 12-year-old boy lost their life in this is heartbreaking, regardless of the circumstances. Denver City Councilwoman Jamie Torres also shared the same sentiment in a statement today. The Sun Valley neighborhood is in her district. Tom, ultimately, it's the district attorney's office who will decide if charges should be filed, which is standard.
Dallas County Commissioners voted yesterday on a topic that really doesn't have any enforcement.
Yeah, it can, though, impact what is being taught in some schools. And that vote involves support for African-American studies in public schools. As our Steve Pickett reports tonight, it is the next chapter in the political fight over critical race theory.
We shouldn't focus on the history, but the race as well.
Hillcrest High School's African-American Studies class today. The topic, removing race to identify a person's impact on Black history.
Even Black Lives Matter is a teach that we teach as well.
Teacher Amber Holmes Turner says Black history teaching flourishes here, despite calls to change, prohibit, or alter that teaching.
Attacks on Black history that will leave our children with a distorted, incomplete, and inaccurate understanding of our nation's past. And
Tuesday, Dallas County's Commissioners Court members unanimously approving a resolution for Black history teaching and learning in Dallas County schools, and a resolution against what Commissioner John Price called an assault on Black history lessons based on politically motivated attacks on critical race theory.
First of all, it's Black History Month. I am not going to let anybody hijack the narrative of what critical race theory was and is intended to be. You cannot let people hijack the story.
Price says state law...
Dude, this fool got cornrows?
I think so.
Yes. He is a true believer.
He's from the old school.
Yes, I thought he just had them old combs, like that pomade shit in his hair.
Oh, those was rolls, man. Them should be rolls, man. Ah, dang. Wow.
Triple OG.
Yeah, man.
Price says state law banning the teaching of CRT means little. Dallas ISD officials today said this.
We are teaching students how to identify with who they are. And that's why we even designed the course. It's a cultural course, not a history course.
What does that mean?
It means it's Marxist based.
We're teaching students how to identify with who they are. R is a word. R is like being, like what, who they are. That's so broad. It's so fucking vacuous. What the fuck does that mean?
It's purposely ambiguous.
We're teaching students to identify with who they are.
Dallas ISD officials today said this.
We are teaching students how to identify with who they are. And that's why we even designed the course. It's a cultural course, not a history course.
In virtually every Dallas ISD high school, the conversation in those classrooms regarding race and racism are part of the ongoing conversation in ethnic and cultural studies. And John Price in the Commissioner's Court's resolution says it should stay that way. In Dallas, Steve Pickett, CBS 11 News.
They're working.
A woman arrested for 7.
They're working as hard as they can to make sure everybody hates each other.
DUIs.
All that shit is fine and cool. Whatever. Just get to the part about George Floyd. He changed the world.
Yeah, man. Is that history yet? Like that shit.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It better be.
You know, St. Floyd's involved in that curriculum.
Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, man. AKA the real MVP, coming through once again.
We're still counting, man. Tyree Nichols, no official autopsy, no official tox screen.
Nope. I don't. All that'll come out in court. That's not even. No one's clamoring for it though. That stuff has to be like asked for. No one has the balls to clamor for that. Like, this is an open shut case. These guys are fucked. I don't think that this is a case like Chauvin where, you know what I'm saying, there's some wiggle room. These guys are fucked, man. It's no point in even ruining your career to ask to see a toxicology fucking report on a case that these guys have no chance of winning. Salute to James B, man. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody. I had.
By the way, there's a video of the guy that shot the cop in East New York,
right?
Randy, whatever his name is,
right?
So, they walked. The cops they can't tune anybody up anymore. But what they did do was they showed up like unmasked wherever he got arrested. They cuffed him with the dead officers' cuffs. And when they walked him out of the precinct, right? When they walked him out of the precinct, a sister yelled, "We love you, Randy."
No, damn, that's
it's on video, man. You gotta hear. It's unbelievable.
I'm not shocked because they do that in court. I mean, the they do that in front of the other family member, like in court when the other family's right there. Like they just don't have. Like,
remember how they treated that girl who that idiot crazy was shooting up in the apartment? They had her 2 kids in the apartment.
Yeah, exactly. In Minneapolis.
Remember how they treated her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they protested in front of her home. Yeah.
Well, you know, they caught the guy. He used his mother's BMW. So much for this being done because of poverty. He drove his mother's BMW was the getaway car.
But his family should just take solace in the fact that he's gonna be okay in there. He's a cop killer.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be okay, and he's probably a gangbanger. I mean, he had the whole look, like the bored look after when he was getting arraigned. That's a definite giveaway that you're like you're
Oh yeah, he had a long. He was out. He was wanted on a warrant for statutory rape in Virginia. He had a long, criminal history here in the city.
Wow.
A woman arrested for 7 DUIs since 2007 is entering a treatment program, according to.
Regardless of that name, that means the glider.
Right, and she didn't. Okay, so I guess what everybody would be saying was that she was driving erratically, recklessly. They didn't beat the crap out of her and kill her.
Well, she probably didn't try and fight police or run either.
You think she's a glider?
You that face, that looks like a glider to me. You think that's a hombrito?
I do.
No, glider.
That looks like a glider to me.
Yeah.
You won't give her the half and half?
There may be something in there. Okay, there might be something in there, but it just looks like a glider.
I mean, maybe she's from Houston, right?
No, this is Vegas. This is Vegas.
Maybe she's Spanish.
Probably from way back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, she's got a Spanish surname. She could.
But I'm saying maybe she's like Spanish, like Spain Spanish.
Or she's married to a hombrito.
That's true too. That's true too.
Her father was a fucking white Hispanic. Like,
true. Who knows? You're right.
She just looks like a white one. We'll see.
A woman arrested for 7 DUIs since 2007 is entering a treatment program, according to court documents. 35-year-old Marian Reyes Rivero must go through at least 3 years of the program or be sent to prison. She must also serve 6 months of home confinement and must have a device in her car preventing her from driving impaired. As our 8 News Now investigators reported, police have arrested her for DUI hours after she left court on a prior DUI.
Okay, I see it. No, I see it. She's half and half. Yeah,
she's an hombrito for sure. Reyes and her last name.
Yeah, she's half and half. But here's the thing, because the blonde highlights kind of, but her hair's kind of strandy though. But I don't know. It's just you can see the hombrito on her face when she pulled her hair up. She got that warrior look. That brave. The burritos be looking brave and shit.
Happened now 7 total times.
Atlanta brave.
Yeah, exactly.
The city of Brooklyn Center under scrutiny for this recruitment video for police officers. Critics say it puts crime over community.
Our Maury Glover joining us live from Brooklyn Center, where a community committee had a meeting tonight. And Maury, this video has already been taken down after some reaction.
Well, that's right. Some community members say this video is a slap in the face, considering the work they've been doing and the direction they want the city to go in.
The roughly 2-minute-long video posted on social media last week shows Brooklyn Center police officers gearing up, getting their weapons ready, and racing across the city to stop a suspect with multiple guns.
Professionalism, accountability, compassion.
The video was supposed to help Brooklyn Center police recruit more officers to join their ranks, but it received a much different response from some community members.
My concern is that it's going to attract policing that we don't need in our community.
Katie.
Well, your son was a fucking maniac. This is Dante Wright's mom.
Who?
Katie Wright. Dante Wright. The one who the cop had she had her taser. And she was like, taser, but it was really her gun. And she shot his ass.
Nah,
yeah.
I'm fucking with you. Fuck that guy.
Who? Yeah, this fucking
the same guy that killed his neighbor. Or shot the brains out of his neighbor, not well enough to kill him, but
yeah, he shot his childhood friend, left him a fucking vegetable. Yeah, I know who the fuck that guy is.
He robbed that woman. That woman gave him a place to stay that night, and he robbed her the next morning.
He stole her rent money.
Yeah, he robbed her for her rent money the next morning. That guy
at gunpoint.
Yeah, that guy, a wonderful guy. She's concerned that it's going to bring the type of policing that we don't need in this.
To take care of your kids.
Didn't she get it? How much money you think she got out of that settlement?
At least $1 million, a cool meal.
Yeah, so go enjoy your money.
No, she's an activist. Yo, that's a high, man. Like, listen, man, not for nothing, man. I've seen it with YouTubers, man. Like, they'll blow up, and that happened with me, man. When I was getting hundreds of thousands of views per video, and then it goes down to like 2,000. You miss getting hundreds of thousands of views per video, man.
You feel it?
It just, even though, I mean, you just miss, like, you drop a video that's like, is it 2,000? After like 3 hours, it's been viewed by 400 people and shit. To like, when like a couple years ago, you drop a video and then it's like 40,000 after like that same amount of time. This woman can't go back to her little mundane life, man. She was famous for like a week or two, and then she was like relevant for like whatever time it took for the trial and all that shit to go through. And now you want to just go back to anonymity? Hell nah, man.
Community members.
My concern is that it's going to attract policing that we don't need in our community.
Katie Wright, whose son Dante was killed by former Brooklyn Center police officer Kim Potter during a traffic stop, chairs a committee charged with helping implement changes to police policies after the death of her son. The committee addressed.
Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 women, 7. 1 fucking glider, man. Yo.
Let's put the breeders in charge of police policy.
Another woman. It's all women and this guy.
And 1 woke dude.
1 cuck.
Helping implement changes to police policies after the death of her son. The committee addressed the video during Thursday night's meeting, saying it focuses too much on weaponry and not enough on community engagement and racial diversity.
Yeah, community engagement and racial diversity.
Let's show them giving out free fried chicken and fucking watermelon.
Racial diversity. What the fuck does that have to do with? There's a fucking guy over here fucking just did a drive-by. Let's go get him. What the fuck does the racial diversity? Like, these people are evil, man.
It makes sense. It makes sense to me. They're gonna be that person. They're gonna interact with some man, and they're gonna engage the community with those guns. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, shit's fucking crazy, man.
During Thursday night's meeting, saying it focuses too much on weaponry and not enough on community engagement and racial diversity.
It was very aggressive, hostile. It was not community oriented.
Well, how aggressive and hostile was Dante when he fucking stole the money from that poor woman who gave him a place to stay, and he took her rent money? He kind of
He was owed those reparations.
Was he kind of hostile? You think?
I think he was merciful. I mean, he could have killed her.
That's true.
These people deserve everything they're gonna get.
What is she like?
Facts.
It's just insane, man.
It was not community oriented. There was nothing that had to do with community.
It was like war with our community, and that's not what we need.
A spokesman for the city
Okay,
says
now
the
you see
video
that
was taken
glider
down
woman?
within
You see
24
that glider
hours.
woman right there? That's the problem right there. That is millions of those.
It's like war with our community. It's like a war with our community. Yeah.
Well, she don't live. She lives like behind some gates with some armed guards or something like that in some wealthy neighborhood and stuff.
Yeah, she's not a mud shark like this one.
Oh no, she moved to that same. She moved to the same neighborhood though.
But she's for sure a soft target. This lady right there, soft target.
Yeah, she's soft, all right.
community.
It was like war with our community, and that's not what we need.
A spokesman for the city says the video was taken down within 24 hours, but it continues to circulate on social media. In a statement, Brooklyn Center's police chief said the video in question does not represent the full breadth of community policing by the City of Brooklyn Center officers, nor our community engagement efforts. He goes on to say our next step is to develop a video that reflects the quality of who we are as a city. But some community members want those in the department responsible for making the video to be reprimanded or worse.
Wow.
They want people fired just for thinking of something.
They want blood. They're like, no, that's not good enough. Take this back. Send this back to the kitchen. The garnish is crooked. I want a new plate with the garnish straight. But
I want the cook fired.
Yeah, fire the cook. Fire the cook.
Perfectly. Fuck you.
And let's not forget this is a recruitment video.
Exactly.
Not a hearts and flowers video.
These people are insane. It's how do you recruit now after people are going to get punished for just, this is an anti-recruitment video right here.
But some
They're going to focus on black females and trans people in their police force.
No, they're going to focus on there's going to be nobody. Nobody's taking that job.
Oh, hell no.
Nobody's taking that job.
Because this group is going to be this group is not going anywhere. So that means every interaction you have when you're out there in the streets of Brooklyn Center, if anything, if the cuffs on too tight, if the guy bumps his head when you're stuffing him in the car, anything goes wrong. If you curse at him, you're going to go. That video, that body cam, that report is coming in front of these motherfuckers. Oh,
let's make it real. Let's make it real. If he wants to stop off at Taco Bell on his way to lockup, and you stop off at Burger King instead, you're getting fired.
I'll do you one better, right? These same bitches will complain when they call 911 and the cops get there an hour later.
Yep.
But I would have, if I was mayor, sorry, go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
If I was mayor, I would have a bunch of dead cops' wives on this committee.
No, that you can't. The mayor, he wants to stop traffic stops.
I'm telling you what I would do if I was mayor. I would have this panel full of dead cops' wives.
Yeah.
Right.
Guys who were killed in the line of duty.
You don't want to know what I would do if I was mayor. We'll leave it at that.
There wouldn't even be one of these. Salute to Baker Fresh. He says constant arrest for DUI, no matter what. She should get an honorary Umbrito pass. Talk about that lady in the last week.
But some community members want those in the department responsible for making the video to be reprimanded or worse.
It set us 10 steps back from what we're accomplishing and trying to accomplish as a community in Brooklyn Center.
Now, Katie Wright says she plans to meet with city leaders about that video on Monday night, and a rally is being organized by some community groups for outside City Hall that same night. Reporting.
If that HR person is white, they are screwed.
Police officer.
Yo, I got one out of Wyoming, man. I found one out of Wyoming, man.
You sure it ain't Wyoming County again?
Nah, this is Wyoming, man.
The Hamilton County prosecutor says no charges will be filed against the Wyoming police officers in the officer-involved shooting of Joe Frazier. Officers shot Frazier during a
shot Joe Frazier.
They shot Joe Frazier. I mean,
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
You can't shoot Joe Frazier. Come on, man.
Wow.
shooting of Joe Frazier. Officers shot Frazier during a burglary call early Monday morning. Genesis Naros has followed developments in the case this week, and she joins us with a look at the newly released body camera video. Jenna.
Paula, Hamilton County Prosecutor Melissa Powers believes officers' lives were saved because they opened fire. A key piece of information coming out this afternoon is the video from body cameras worn by officers.
What started out as Joe Frazier Jr. and his father working to clean out their deceased grandmother's condemned apartment unit on Durrell Avenue early Monday morning turned deadly.
Which apartment was it?
Officers responded to the scene for a report of a burglary. Those officers encountered the Fraziers and ordered them to stop and put their hands in the air. The Frazier.
Wait a minute, he was cleaning out his own grandmother's.
But the neighbors called the police. The police showed up. Listen, man, if I'm a neighbor, listen, like I said, I can tell you, this house is on my block where people have moved out, right? And their shit is still in there. And I know them, but I don't know their brother. I don't know their son. I don't know their, you know what I'm saying? So some guys over there taking shit out the back, I might call the police.
But is this a glider who resisted, who refused to obey commands and resisted?
Well, let's be honest. It's kind of dark. They probably thought it was a summer.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that road is either. It might be in Cheyenne or some other town.
Officers responded to the scene.
I don't think.
Hamilton County.
Durrell Avenue early Monday morning turned deadly.
Which apartment was it?
Officers responded to the scene for a report of a burglary. Those officers encountered the Fraziers and ordered them to stop and put their hands in the air. The Fraziers refused commands. The video goes on to show Joe Frazier Jr. attempting to drive off in a minivan, again with an.
Okay, so.
Wow, that's that. The gliders are acting like that now too. Holy, wow, man.
Like
right.
I just don't get it. Did he have a warrant? He might have had a warrant.
No, it's just spreading. It's cultural appropriation, man. It's right. You have all the great rappers, then you have Eminem, right? Cultural appropriation. That's what this is. These are the Eminem or Vanilla Ice.
The Elvises of the world.
No, yeah, exactly. It's like it's bound to start happening. And the good news is you can shoot these guys and get away with it as a cop. You're good.
Well, I mean, it's not even. Oh yeah, this guy, yeah, because he's white. Yeah, there'll be no, yeah, but this is just bizarre behavior, man. There has to be something else that explains. Maybe he had drugs on him. I just don't understand why this is the response. Hey, man, we're cleaning out my hey, how you doing, officers? How you guys doing? Did someone call? Okay, well, yeah, we got a call. It wouldn't even have to see me. It wouldn't even have to get nowhere to even where anything was like tense. It would just be like they would have been like, "Hey, guys," and I'd be like, "What's up?" I'm like, yeah, we got a call that about a burglary. Oh, hey, let me tell you where my mom's lives here. Da, 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 da. We're cleaning out her what's your place. Da, da, da. Then it came over and it'd be like, we got to straighten this out. Da, da, da. It'd be like, if it was depending on
they might check your ID, and that would be.
Oh,
better,
definitely. But depending on the state, they may have asked me to, pat me down to see if I had a weapon or something like that, just for their comfort. Or they would have just been like, can I see your ID? They would have took my ID, written my name down or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They'd have made a couple of calls over the thing, blah, blah, blah. They'd have said, what's your mom's name? Blah, blah, blah. Boom, boom. They would have said, it would have probably taken, some time. It would have probably inconvenienced us for some time. We've been out there standing with the police looking crazy. But
there's no Hamilton County in Wyoming. This is in Ohio, is what.
This is Ohio. Oh, okay.
But where's the fun in everything you just said, though?
Okay, it makes more sense though. But hey,
well, it doesn't change anything. It's still really odd behavior.
Yeah, and it's still gliders. So
Mans. The video goes on to show Joe Frazier Jr. attempting to drive off in a minivan, again with an officer screaming to stop and telling him to get out of the car.
Stop! Get out of the car now! The
like
headlights.
at this point, this is a weapon, and yeah, he doesn't have to stand in front of you. Yes, he can move and let you go. But that's not what they're trained to do, because if you take this car and you go out in the street and you mow down somebody or T-bone somebody, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, now you're dead right here, man. If you do not, even if you don't hit the gas, if you
there's
just
probably
don't,
some meth head whose granny is sick and they wanted to go over there and get all the good shit before anybody else did.
yeah, get all the meds and the copper.
Yep.
Of the one officer that is running has those headlights coming straight at him on the body worn camera, so you can see that it's coming in his direction. Whether he was driving and intentionally to run the officers over or whether he was trying to flee, it really, we will never know that answer for sure. But what we do know is that the officers' lives were threatened and they felt in danger.
2 officers fired 4 shots, hitting the minivan and Frazier Jr. Powers says they fired the shots in self-defense.
As you could see from the video, our officers made every attempt to back away. They are in a very confined space. It's hard to see on the video, but they are between 2 apartment buildings. And Mr. Frazier drove up an embankment at an erratic rate towards the officers. They had little area that they could move to. So I am strongly confident that they did.
Don't worry about it, babe. It ain't. You ain't got to worry. You don't have to explain.
You don't have to explain it away. It's a glider. Don't worry about it. There ain't gonna be no marches. They're not gonna
There's no rush on the paperwork.
Right.
None of that shit.
They're not gonna have a committee appointed to fire everybody at the police department.
No. Fuck that. Burn it down.
No, they're probably going to get. Everybody's going to get a medal and a promotion on this one. So don't worry about it, man.
The president is not going to condemn the officer's actions.
Somehow this was racism as well, though.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Oh yeah, because
Oh, it was white on white. That's like racist times 5.
Yeah, they could spin it.
Well, I mean, if the Memphis was racism, fuck it, this is too.
We could spin this though. We could definitely spin this to make it a racist thing, man.
Did everything they could and acted appropriately given the circumstances.
While Powers says lethal force was appropriately used, she says the situation could have easily been avoided.
All they had to do was stop, comply, and explain. I'm here. This is my grandmother's apartment. We're here to help my sister, whatever it may be. But the officers that night, when they made those decisions in that situation, did not know any of that information. And they did not know who those 2 individuals were. And they did not know whether or not they were armed or dangerous. But by that behavior of Frazier Jr., he clearly was dangerous and put those officers' lives in danger.
Powers says the city of Wyoming prevented anyone from living in that building, and people are only allowed to get stuff out of the building during the day. Per standard procedure, the 3 officers involved are on paid administrative leave, and counseling will be provided to them. Paula?
Thank you, Jenna. Powers says both father and son had outstanding warrants. Frazier Jr.
Both father and son.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go.
Them. Paula?
That's why.
Thank you, Jenna. Powers says both father and son had outstanding warrants. Frazier Jr. was on probation in Indiana for felony battery with a victim who was under 14. He was also on parole in Kentucky after getting caught making meth. Frazier Sr. had a warrant for his arrest for a theft from December.
Told you.
Some
I know my tweakers.
Meth head tweaker gliders. They didn't even, you know what? They didn't even have to explain it. They didn't even have to waste time having a news article about it. They could have just done it.
And too, and they would have excused it all.
They just took out the trash, man. That's all.
Oh yeah. Oh, agreed. Ain't no. You're not gonna find white people pining for this guy.
That's right. That's right. Like, notice that there's no march. It's like,
Yeah, it's just you can't. Y'all can't
Normally,
compare
you'll
that.
see a family member, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he was a piece of shit. He was going down a bad road."
We don't have our version of Ben Crump. He's like,
And all there is some sad meth head in a trailer park who lost her next fix with a couple of kids. It's the only victims here.
Yeah,
that police department definitely does not have a civilian committee reviewing it.
No. This thing is done. I mean, it's a wrap. You don't have to worry about hearing it again. Everybody gets to keep their jobs. Everybody gets to go home happy. There'll be, I mean, literally, like, those guys are at home right now, like, sleeping like babies. If this guy was black, those guys would be fucking taking out wills and shit and fucking, like, I mean, like making bucket lists.
That city would be on fire right now.
The cops would be charged.
Yeah, this is good, man. Everybody's cool, man. There's nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. Let's move on.
And not for nothing, we do have murders here. We had a 28% increase a couple of years ago. Went from 14 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we had 21 last year.
Who had 21?
The whole state of Wyoming.
Oh, the whole state of Wyoming. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, if Wyoming was 10% sun, y'all would have had in the state, oh my God, what you have, like 1 million people there?
560,000.
Yeah.
You would have
don't
200 murders last year.
But don't worry, Bill, it'll come.
Yeah, but the weather out there, man.
Now the weather's too extreme, he said.
It's cold. What was it? minus 27 the other day? You said?
Yeah, but the coldest it got this year was like minus 56.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I mean, look at Buffalo, New York. They have like a fucking blizzard every fucking.
That's true.
Look, Bill. You just sit tight, all right?
Yeah. Oh God.
It's my charming personality that keeps everybody away.
And Bill, I don't mean to be rude. I'm sorry.
There used to be a chain of hamburger joints in New York called Jackson Hole.
Wow.
My family's. I was actually born in upstate New York. My family's from back east.
And they had the best burgers. Absolute best burgers.
Oh yeah.
It's a different kind of New York where I'm from, and they're from the Finger Lakes region.
Oh, the main industry up there are the prisons. It's like
between that, grape vineyards, potato farms.
Yeah, it's like New York supports the entire economy of New York State because up in all over.
Elmira, all over there, they've got all kinds of
these
prisons.
Huge supermax prisons.
Let's see. Let's do the main event, man. Let's see. Yeah, I was up in Albion a couple years ago. Albion's got a huge prison up there in upstate New York. And all the people there work for the jail, for the prison.
Everybody in the area works for the jail, and everybody in the jail is from New York.
Yeah.
It's all dairy farms and grape vineyards up where we're from. And then, like I say, Elmira, there's all kinds of little state-run prisons.
Skaneateles, I remember that place. Skaneateles. That's up there.
Yeah, they send those sunmen out to those mountains, and those sunmen on those mountains having a little society, man. That's their
They
little
send him
fun.
home.
Yeah, they those sunmen love being in those mountains. I watch a bunch of channels where they talk about that stuff. They love being in them damn mountains, man. Let's see. Here's the real here's a typical encounter. This is what you can expect as a sun man when you go to the gas station, man. Because this is America, man. This is trending on social media right now. Typical sun man encounter, what this poor sun man got to deal with on a regular basis.
You're the racist. You black people are the racists. Y'all do things and you wonder why you're disrespected.
Are you serious?
You're playing your music that loud and I can feel it in my car. And I couldn't even talk to myself.
So you say black people are racist?
Oh, more than white people, no doubt. And y'all are babies. We've had the Vietnamese have been here for 50 years and they're all educated with good jobs. They don't have all the problems y'all have. That's the difference.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, y'all are problems in this country. There's all this shit with y'all burning places and rioting and then stealing other people's property. Do you see any white people doing that?
Are you serious?
You see any Vietnamese doing that?
I promise. I think I'm dreaming right now. Are you seriously having this conversation?
This is the United States.
Did you hear what some man said? He feels like he's dreaming because this never happens.
Damn.
This guy is either already dead, a parody, something.
As a sun man,
God forbid the guy tells the truth.
As a sun man.
Remember that Bruce Willis movie where he had to go in the black neighborhood and yell the N-word with the sign on? This is one of them things.
What's that? Die Hard with a Vengeance. Yeah. Listen. I'm telling you, as a sun man, this never happens.
Even I'm offended, Ike.
He said it right there. I must be dreaming. I wouldn't even say a dream. White people don't even talk like this in my dreams. This never happens. Okay? Now listen, you may see white people talking like this amongst each other, I guess, but never to you. And he said it right there. Because they try to make it seem like there's racism everywhere. This is what our young kings, and here's the thing. This guy is fucking reasonable as shit. He's not cursing. Right. He's not out of control. He's not fucking
shooting his gun.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's not. But he listen to how reasoned and measured he is.
You're the racist. You black people are the racists. Y'all do things and you wonder why you're disrespected.
Are you serious?
You're playing your music that loud and I can feel it in my car. And I couldn't even talk to myself.
So you say black people are racist?
Oh, more than white people, no doubt. And y'all are babies. We've had the Vietnamese have been here for 50 years and they're all educated with good jobs. They don't have all the problems y'all have. That's the difference.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, y'all are problems in this country. There's all this shit with y'all burning places and rioting and then stealing other people's property. Do you see any white people doing that?
Are you serious?
You see any Vietnamese doing that?
I promise. I think I'm dreaming right now. Are you seriously having this conversation?
This is the United States of America, and we're getting tired of this shit.
So what are you trying to say, man?
What I'm trying to say is you're just.
Listen.
You're the
racist. He said all that, and he still didn't understand where that guy was going.
Yeah, that's you can't fix that either. But so let's see. Let's read the comments.
Maybe he's trying to do suicide by sunman.
This is how everyone.
Yeah, there's a guy laying in the back seat with his shotgun pressed against the small of his back.
I would imagine that guy is packing.
Look at this though. If you're packing, it doesn't help you unless it's on your waist, and it doesn't help you unless you're willing to fire first, because all this packing shit around Sunmen. Sunmen will fire on you anywhere, in front of anybody, over anything. Your little packing doesn't mean anything
I
unless you
mean,
got
that glider
that.
looks ready. That glider looks ready. I don't know.
Well, listen, it better
He
Maybe he's
be
wants
trying
to
to get
smoke,
killed
right?
because he bought a Subaru.
He
Hey, he's
wants all
talking
the
the talk.
smoke, right?
He's talking the talk.
Okay, wicked. Would if these Sunmen be like, all right, you got it, bet, fuck it, and pull off and park across the street, let that guy go get his gas. The glider pulls out in the traffic, gets to the light, they pull up beside him and then speed off. You're not prepared for that. No one's thinking that. The glider's
Yeah,
gonna think this is over once they pull off. Hit one if you
right.
think if these Sunmen pull off, the glider's gonna think that it's over with.
I think so. Yeah.
Hit one if you think if these guys pull off, the glider's gonna think that the whole situation's done.
Not that guy. Not that guy. Dude, he's calling out the community. He knows how they behave.
We
Actually,
all know.
I think those
Everybody
guys
knows
were,
how they behave, man. What are you talking about? Everybody knows.
those guys were so shocked that he was willing to confront them. I don't think they would mess with him.
No doubt. I mean,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is if they got pissed, right? If they were pissed enough, they're not pissed because he's a glider. If he was a Sunman, if that was me saying dudes from their city, like say I was just talking or their neighborhood, or I was talking about, see, the thing about it is he had glider privilege there. They would have shot me. The conversation would have went totally different. I wouldn't have had that long to talk uninterrupted. You know what I'm saying? It would have been
Yeah,
back and forth, cussing and threats.
right.
It would have escalated like that was what 50 seconds, no, a minute. It would have been like 4 seconds. What? Look, man, bitch ass nigga, man, get the fuck on, man.
Yeah, if that wasn't on tape, there's no way anybody would believe it.
Yeah,
That's like a damn Loch Ness Monster video.
Yeah, but look, let's read the comments. The comments, people are agreeing. People are agreeing. He's absolutely.
What is this? YouTube or is it Twitter? What
This
is
is
it?
TikTok. This person says I'm black from Africa, and I totally agree.
Oh shit!
I told you, Ak, the tide's gonna start turning.
Nah, ain't no tide turning, man. We got you. Listen, we got you.
7,000 languages in the world, and he chooses to speak truth.
Listen, man. There's no turn. Did you just see that fucking meeting in that?
There's no turning back.
The police in Brooklyn Center. The police.
Yeah, the big bad mean training video or recruitment video.
But even they know. Even those people in that meeting, even they know who's doing everything.
Oh, they don't.
They can lie to me and you. They
know
can't lie
who.
to themselves.
Yeah, but they know who. But they continue to blame it on the bullshit poverty and all that crap.
Well, Mayo, that's where we differentiate with them. But all of us know who's doing it. The difference is why they're doing it.
Yeah, but everyone knows who's doing it. Yeah. I mean, her son was doing it. Like that woman knows. Like, look, this is everyone. I'm looking for a comment that is against what he's saying. Like every single comment has been in favor of that guy, which is crazy.
Wow. What app is this on?
This is TikTok.
Really, on TikTok? Wow.
Yeah.
TikTok is super woke usually too.
First he said, dude filmed and thought we were going to side with him. Wow.
Oh, I'm sure if you go on the right platform, people agree with the son, man.
Oh, Twitter.
Oh yeah, you put this on Twitter and Black Twitter is gonna explode.
Wow. Yo, do you hear that noise out? That like dumping?
Nah. No, ain't no dumping. What you talking about?
That's crazy. I hear you don't hear it, man. That's the first for First time for everything.
Yeah, man. This guy right here, though, he's still in trouble now. Like this guy is in deep shit. Because none of these people are going to defend him when the mob comes after him. When the mob comes after him, not one single person will say, "Hey, I stand with this guy."
Yeah,
Everybody,
they'll be in his front yard with pitchforks and torches.
No, their history. They'll be out having dinner at Denny's or something.
Yeah, everybody just watch and be like, "Damn, it's fucked up." They ragdolling that motherfucker. No one steps up against the mob. No one steps up.
Well, there you go. You all tripping in the comments. I saw that.
Damn, none. Oh, somebody. There was one comment that was against it.
There's another one. Everyone saying it's true needs to be educated ASAP.
Okay.
I don't know how you don't hear that, Ock.
What's happening?
Well, yeah,
That's
the noise is coming from the scrolling, I think.
Oh,
It's gotta be.
scrolling. Oh,
Yeah, it's gotta be you, because everyone's muted but you, and I can still hear
You
it.
hear it? Is that it? Did
Yeah.
you hear it? That's me scrolling with my finger.
Okay.
Oh, the touch screen. I gotta turn that off.
I never heard that before, but okay.
Oh, do you hear it now?
No.
Nah.
Yeah, that's
But
what
I would
it
say
is.
I would say the comments are 90% agreeing with the glider.
I'd say more than that.
Yeah, maybe 95. Yeah.
I would say 99% of the comments agree. And I mean, if there's, you said
That's
one.
far more bravery than I would expect.
And you even got the African contingent on board.
Yeah,
Well, Africans don't like hood people. They're mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that Africans don't like them. Africans don't understand. Africans don't understand that, like for instance, like you've seen when we go to Africa, those villages, those people live in fucking squalor, man, and they don't have a border to get over here. They have to either marry some fat white woman or fucking, you know what I'm saying, get like a fucking scholarship to fucking go to some school to get over here. And then the visa and the travel restrictions are so hard against African countries. It's the ones you see over here. They went through so much to get here, and they don't understand how you could not like just.
Yeah, and they seem to do well when they come here.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they have a lot of riffraff because everybody doesn't make it. America's not a 1,000% success rate, so you're gonna have a lot that fail, but a lot that try but fail, and a lot that just fail. But you have many more that make it and set their children up for the future. Damn, wow, this is crazy. Salute to these people though, man.
I wouldn't have expected that on TikTok. TikTok is so woke. That's amazing.
Yeah,
but again, Glider, man, I'm like this same video on like Instagram's media takeout, it'll be a 180.
Yeah, this is.
That's because you're picking your followers on Instagram. So Instagram and Twitter are bubbles for those people.
Right, but what I'm saying is even on TikTok, this same video on a different channel or whatever it is, I assure you will have a 180 comment.
He's got a hashtag Black Lives Matter.
All right, let's
this is going out to this is going out to all the.
We're gonna check it out on Twitter. We're gonna check it out on Twitter. I just want to listen to it one more time, man. I love this.
Black people are the racists. Y'all do things and you wonder why you're disrespected.
Are you serious?
You're playing your music that loud, and I can feel it in my car. And I couldn't even talk to myself.
So you say black people are racist?
Oh, more than white people, no doubt. And y'all are babies. We've had the Vietnamese have been here for 50 years, and they're all educated with good jobs. They don't have all the problems y'all have. That's the difference.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, y'all are problems in this country. There's all this shit with y'all burning places and rioting and then stealing other people's property. You see any white people doing that?
Are you serious?
You see any
though?
Vietnamese
I
doing
promise.
that?
I promise. I think I'm dreaming right now.
No,
Are you
you're not
seriously
dreaming,
having this
buddy. This is the
conversation?
United States of America, and we're getting tired of this shit. That's
So,
what
so,
we're getting
so,
tired
so,
of.
what are you trying to say, man?
What I'm trying to say is you're just.
This guy probably just retired. He don't give a fuck, right? Because they're gonna dox him.
Yeah, yeah. If that guy had a job, he'd be fired by now.
Yeah, but they could probably take his pension though. They could probably listen, man. Just because you retired doesn't mean you don't have like business ventures. This guy may have like real estate. Like they can seize everything. Like they're
No,
like,
they can't. No, they can't, Og.
yes, they can. Let me tell you
No,
how.
they can't.
Let me tell you
How
how.
are they going to seize his private property? Come
Let
on,
me
man.
tell you how. Let me just tell you how. They can make it so uncomfortable for anybody who's doing business with you that people just pull back from you and leave you alone, and now you have to leave you to operate on your own. So if you're a businessman and you have business ventures, usually they're tied to other people. Like for instance, just my store, right? My merch store. Printful makes the designs, but Shopify does the purchases that when you guys do your payments through. So that's two separate apps that I
But
do
you're
have
talking
for my
about his
store.
pension, Og.
Oh, I was just joking with that, but
Okay. That's
if I
all right.
wanted if people were like, you know what, Printful, you're racist, blah 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 for fucking with this guy. Shopify, you're racist for fucking with this guy. And they were like, look, man, we're gonna step away from you. The store goes down.
Like Kanye.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just like Kanye. It just
No, but
doesn't.
I was saying about like they can't take his property and they can't take his.
Yeah. Let's see this. Let's read some of these. So we got white man harasses black man at gas station for playing his music too loud. His white supremacist ass was trying to pull a Michael Dunn, rest in power to Jordan Davis. So Michael Dunn, Jordan Davis, they're trying to act like that's something that happens all the time too. But yeah, Jordan Davis was a team that was, playing his music too loud, got into it with us. Got into it with
the guy shot him, right?
the glider shot him.
Yeah.
And that was a one-off. That shit never happens like that. And black people still talk about that like this. Happens all the time.
Did he go to jail?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's fucking. Come on, man.
Yeah, if they could have fried him, they would have fried him.
Let's see.
Hey man, I gotta go, Ox.
All right,
Good
man. You
show,
take
man.
it easy, man.
Yeah.
You take it easy, man.
You got to find one with comments though.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Let's see.
Probably on his way home from his oncologist or something.
Yeah, this is a brave guy though, but he didn't say nothing, man, wrong, man, at all, man. People are tired, but there's nothing that they can do about it. There's nothing that anybody can do about
You
this.
said they're tired. I can't tell.
No, I mean, there are people who are tired. Let's put it like that. There are people who are tired.
Yeah, but that's almost a given, you know. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
they've been tired since like 1980.
exactly, 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 man, exactly. Without a doubt, man. Um, people just they got you by the balls. It's just like somebody. It's just like if somebody literally had your balls and they clenched them.
Yeah,
Like
basically.
you're not gonna punch that guy in the face. You're not even gonna like move your arms because as you move, he will squeeze harder. And it's like, oh shit. If you breathe too much, squeeze hard. So it's like when somebody got you by the balls, man, it takes
Right.
it takes an act of God to get. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Some transgender, blue haired, little skinny prick by the most guy. You know, it's fucking
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, man. It's just like you just can't really. It's nothing you can do, man. Let's see this Jordan Davis, man. Jordan Davis. Let's get into that, man, a little bit, man. Oh, Jordan Davis. St. Jordan.
And as the jury deliberates in Brunswick, a local father remembers his son murdered 9 years ago today. Jordan Davis was 17 when he was shot and killed at a Bay Meadows gas station during an argument over loud music. Like the Arbery case, Davis's case also garnered national attention. Today, News4Jax reporter Vic.
Okay. Now, this is Brunswick County. This is the same place Arbery got killed. There probably been 200 something killed there between these two murders. The only two that garnered national attention were these.
It's in Brunswick. A local father remembers his son murdered 9 years ago today. Jordan Davis was 17 when he was shot and killed at a Bay Meadows gas station during an argument over loud music. Like the Arbery case, Davis's case also garnered national attention. Today, News4Jax reporter Vic Michelucci caught up with Jordan Davis's father.
Like pop, 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 pop.
Black Friday, November 23rd, 2012.
The person firing has left, but we did get a license number.
An argument over loud music. Then shots fired at this Bay Meadows gas station. The shooter speeding away. Inside this red SUV, 4 black teenagers. One of them, 17-year-old Jordan Davis. He was hit.
I have never forgotten that date. I will always remember that date.
It changed Ron Davis's life forever. It's now been 9 years since he lost his son. 9 years of turning tragedy into triumph.
As the years go on, you start celebrating more than being sad.
Davis using this somber occasion to celebrate how many families his son's legacy has helped. A foundation feeding the hungry and giving scholarships to local children. Jordan's mother, Lucy McBath, using her platform to push for peace. She's now a congresswoman based in Atlanta.
Damn, she rolled that shit to Congress. Remember when Trayvon's mom was running for something down in the... I think Michael Brown's mother ran for something too. This is a come up, man. She's a congresswoman.
It's the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Jesus Christ. I mean, like, what a strange country, man. Salute to Eric, man. Eric S, man, for the Cash App, man. Salute to you, bro.
Hey, yo, Ike, really quick. Davey Boyd, hit the link and tell me how I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, dude. Hit the fucking link. And one more thing, stop. Don't you don't have to be tough over the internet, bro. For what?
Yeah, Davey.
Are you gonna drop your address too or what, dude?
Davey Boyd, man, hit the link, man. You don't have to come up here forever. Just come up and say what you got to say, man. Be a man, man. Stop being a goddamn pest, man. Come say what you got to say, man. You're all welcome, man. You know, come say what you got to say, man. don't have to harass people, man. Salute the builder, man. Builder with the PayPal, man. Salute to Mr. Builder, man.
What's up, Mr. Builder? How you doing?
This is what you think about this though, Mayo, man. They ride. She rode this shit to the fucking Congress, man.
Oh yeah, of course, man. And this is, but look at Houston's got one. LA's got one,
Oh
and they'll be
really?
in there for life.
Houston's got one. What do
Yeah.
you mean? What do you mean?
Well, not a mother, but
A sister.
a black queen, congresswoman that don't do shit for her community.
Oh shit! Kevin Durant got traded to Phoenix. Wow, that negates that completely negates Dallas getting Kyrie, man, and LeBron, man. LeBron can forget.
Hey, the Suns are gonna be shooting lights out.
The Suns are gonna be so good. Chris Paul and Kevin Durant with Devin Booker, and who they trade?
They gave up 4 first-round picks for that,
But no
and they gave
players.
up they gave up a bunch. I think Crawford's gone, and the 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, for Kevin Durant, yeah, definitely. But who they give up? Them first round picks ain't gonna mean shit. That's gonna be the 30th pick. Phoenix is good. You're not gonna get no fucking good player at the fucking 28th pick, the 26th pick.
How long are they gonna be good for? You think they're gonna be? They got a dynasty going or what? They don't got
As
no
long as
dynasty
they
going.
got fucking Kevin Durant and Chris Paul and Devin Booker.
That's a big if right there, Chief.
What do you mean if? Chris
I mean,
Paul.
can they keep him? You know how that shit goes.
Listen, Devin Booker's under contract. Kevin Durant, look, the way they're gonna play, let's just say they play well, they're gonna want to stay together. Now listen, if it doesn't fucking work, yeah. But I just don't see any way that doesn't work because Kevin Durant, he not like playing with LeBron where LeBron gotta have the ball and LeBron gotta run the thing. He can't like LeBron has to be the 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 fulcrum, you know what I'm saying, of the whole operation. Durant can just stand in the corner and drop 30, just standing in the side. You don't have to bring the ball up. You don't have to call no plays. Just his ass. You know what I'm saying? You were watching the games, right? Like he just when he get the ball, he just shoot it and it goes in.
That's true. That's true. But you know what? I don't even fuck with the NBA, man. I'm Blue Lives Matter, to be honest.
Okay. Uh, yeah, man. So salute.
He wasn't the one just bitching about the housing development, was he?
No, that was Curry.
That was Steph Curry. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Salute to freshmen, man. Freshmen coming through a lot lately, man. Appreciate freshmen, man. Al Sharpton has sudden moment. Put that in the back chat, Rami. I can't click on. Let me try to paste that. Whatever you just sent. Let me try to paste that, man. I can't. Hold on. Let me see if I can paste that. Let me see if I can. It won't let me do that. Yeah, just send that to me, Rami. In the back chat. I'm trying to. I can't click it Or email it to me right now. We'll pull up my email. Email it to me right now so I can see it. Whatever you just sent me. Yeah. But yeah, Kevin Durant to fucking Phoenix. He's playing with Chris Paul, who's just the perfect point guard. And Devin Booker, who's another guy who doesn't like dominate the ball. He just shooter type guy. You know what I'm saying? Come on screens and shit. That's gonna be scary, man.
Isn't that what they said about the Nets? It's gonna
No,
be
Kyrie,
scary.
no, Kyrie, dribbler, ball handler, James Harden, a fucking pounder of the rock. Not really high IQ guys as far as point guards. They're more like shooting guards. Chris Paul is a point guard. He's like the last point guard left on the planet. Oh man, that's gonna be great. LeBron might as well. The Lakers might as well cancel the season, man. Just go ahead and cancel the season. You don't have a chance.
Even before this trade, they didn't have a chance.
Right, which makes it bad. Like you have even like you. It shows you how bad it was. Like you didn't even have a chance with the teams being average over there.
Right.
Now,
LeBron is sick as fuck right now.
now they're great. Like listen, Dallas is really good. Phoenix is, I mean, Golden State is going to see this and they're going to be like, all right, let's stop playing around. We got to get in playoff gear right now. So they going to fucking start playing crazy.
They got to.
They just walking through the season. Like once you win so many championships, the regular season gets boring. They're not tripping off. They just trying to win enough games to get to playoff. They're not really thinking about like trying to win 60, 70 games. But now Golden State is gonna be like, oh shit, we gotta get our shit together. They gonna watch. I bet you Golden State win like I bet you Golden State go on like a tear where they just start playing excellent now. I promise.
I like Curry. You heard what he did recently? They were on his ass.
Yeah, and he did the right thing. I mean, listen, what's his mansion? What, $25 million mansion?
Hey,
you want some goddamn sunworth?
Hell no.
You and your beautiful Mexican wife, man.
Look, I don't know if Curry believes in the Second Amendment, but if they build that joint, you better.
Listen, man, he don't have to worry about Second Amendment.
That's true.
He has
guards. Yeah.
But
he got henchmen.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think that's even like a woke thing. I think that's just like smart, man. Like, wait a second, man. Like, and these people weren't coming like next door or anything. They would just come in like in the
close enough.
Yeah, like they would just the shit is gonna be like in his fucking region.
Right.
Like,
I know nobody wants to have loud music, in their ear from somebody's car,
Nobody wants Sun Kings who are going to be now looking for fertile hunting grounds. See, that's the thing about it. The Sun teams don't have to be next door in your neighborhood. They just have to be in your region because now, like when they go to look,
especially with the internet nowadays, all they got to do is look at somebody's numbers.
Yeah, when they go looking for like cars to steal, when they go looking for homes to burglarize, they're gonna burglarize the homes in the rich neighborhood in their area. You know what I'm saying? Like Calabasas, those are LA gangsters. You know what I'm saying, that are doing that stuff. Those rich neighborhoods in fucking New Jersey and shit, and in Long Island that are getting. Those are New York gangsters that are fucking
Right.
terrorizing those people. Like you said, all the suburbs of Chicago, but Evanston,
Oh yeah,
all those
100%.
places. Those are so like
Yeah.
he doesn't even want. He knows that if you bring low income house into that neighborhood, those son teens are going to be hunting in his
Right.
neighborhood.
I wonder if he drives a Kia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he doesn't, but but you know.
Congresswoman based in Atlanta. The two sat together for not one, but two trials until their son's killer, Michael Dunn, got convicted and sentenced to life.
The state of Florida versus Michael David Dunn verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment.
Ron Davis is now comforting the family of Ahmaud Arbery. Last week, he visited them in Brunswick as their son's killers claim self-defense. When you support these other families, you know you've been there.
Yeah, I've been there.
You don't support when you support the one other family of a black dude that got killed by a white person in your county. There, I fixed it because you don't support.
And it took 9 years to find him.
Yeah, he doesn't support the other families. That Brunswick area, that's sunny, man. Those fucking fools. They're Ahmaud Arbery and this kid are two fucking, like, if you want to just pluck random population samples out of that place, Ahmaud Arbery and this kid. So it's just a fucking bunch of fucking backwater, lead drinking, fucking bug-eyed, bubble lip, slow talking, dim-witted some people down there, man. It's, if you're from Brunswick, man, I'm sorry, man. I love y'all, man. But it is what it is, man.
In Brunswick as their son's killers claim self-defense. When you support these other families, you know you've been there.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been through trials. I've been waiting for just verdicts.
He sees similarities, the racial divide, the self-defense argument, families having to relive the pain all over again. Davis says he's hoping for justice in that case and peace. Ironically, the case went to the jury today on the anniversary of Jordan's death. Davis hopes other families find comfort and support as they go through difficult times.
And I just want to thank the Jacksonville and the Northeast Florida community for always remembering that Jordan Davis existed, that he was loved by his family, and the 23rd of November will always stand out in their minds.
He says the community helps his son's legacy live on. Vic Michelucci, Channel 4, the local station.
The only picture they had was when he was 8.
Yep. Yep. Let's see what happened, man.
A man in Florida says all he did was ask a group of teenagers to turn down the volume, but then he says he was forced to defend himself by pulling out a gun and opening fire. There was emotional testimony this weekend in a rare Saturday court session, and ABC's Lindsay Janis has the latest. Lindsay, good morning.
Good morning, Dan and Bianna. It all started 16 months ago on Black Friday when the defendant, Michael Dunn, parked outside of a gas station next to an SUV full of teens playing loud music. He asked them to turn it down. They said they did, but when they
Right there. You're smarter than that, Gliders, right? You Gliders on the panel are smarter than that.
I don't believe he turned it down.
No, I'm talking about the park next to a car. So, like, why put yourself in that position? I wouldn't get. Listen, if there's no parking space, go to another gas station. First of all, if I had seen a car, and they're not playing loud music, and it's just a car full of sun teens, I'm going to another gas station. Now, I'm a Sun man, so I probably wouldn't, but if I was a Glider, I'd go to another gas station. Get the fuck away from them. What the fuck possibly can go good? Bunch of bump media? Who are you?
Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I'm just out of North Carolina. I've been in the chat a lot. Thought I'd chime in. Let me get this cam on. There we go. Yeah. And yeah, I think I would just move to another space, or I'd probably just like you just said. Is my sound okay?
You're great, man. Phenomenal.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So like I don't understand why he even got into this situation, man. Like, you never ever put yourself in places where, like, the only way you should ever be around some sun teens is if you can't help it. Like, you're in a store and then they just come and bum rush in the store, or you're parked there and they pull up and park beside you. But you pulled up and parked beside them? It's like, what the fuck?
Hey, can I give an update?
Go ahead,
on
man.
something? Senator John Fetterman is rushed to the hospital after feeling lightheaded.
Oh, man.
So there goes Uncle Fester.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. He'll survive, man. He's evil. Good guy, young.
Insurance.
Yeah, he's gonna live to be 104.
Maybe he needs a computer someday, you know?
Yeah, maybe so.
Months ago on Black Friday, when the defendant, Michael Dunn, parked outside of a gas station next to an SUV full of teens playing loud music. He asked them to turn it down. They said they did, but when they turned it back up, now one of them is dead.
According to prosecutors, 17-year-old Jordan.
Well, listen, this doesn't mean that he's a bad kid just because he's listening to rap. No, seriously. I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, just the fact that he's listening to rap, he could be a great kid and still listen to gangster rap. So we'll need more evidence of this. We'll need more evidence.
Dead.
According to prosecutors, 17-year-old Jordan Davis, seen here in this exclusive YouTube video, was unarmed when they say he was murdered by 47-year-old Michael Dunn for playing loud music. A detective testifying Saturday he found no weapons inside the parked SUV where Davis and 3 of his friends sat outside a Jacksonville gas station.
Did you see any evidence in any of these locations of weapons?
No, I did not.
Lawyers for Dunn say he was defending himself after he heard threats and saw a gun inside the SUV. In an emotional testimony, Dunn's fiance, seen in this surveillance footage inside the gas station when the shots rang out,
Oh my God, somebody's shooting!
describing.
Wow, so his wife was there. So that changes the dynamic. He's on protective mode. You know what I'm saying? That makes me think differently about his act. I had no idea his wife was in the store. Like, they never, I never knew that. Did y'all know that? So,
I never heard of this case.
Yeah, just his psyche. And I'm not saying that. I'm not giving any excuse. I'm just thinking because I was just like, damn, he was very aggressive, and it also tells you why he probably parked right there, because his wife was in the store, so he parked there so she could go in the store. It was probably like, so she wouldn't have to walk far. He probably didn't want to park like on the other side to stay away from the sun teens. So that, so he parked right there so she could go in and then come out and get right in the car. So that's probably why he parked right there by the front instead of, even in that case, you have to think like, okay.
Unless they were able to come up with a gun, he was screwed.
Yeah, but even if they came up with a gun, he was screwed. Like, did they shoot him? But did you die though?
Testimony, Dunn's fiance, seen in this surveillance footage inside the gas station when the shots rang out.
Oh my God, somebody's shooting!
Describing that fateful night.
What did the defendant say?
Oh, I hate that thug music.
On Friday, Davis's friends answering questions too.
Isn't it true that the music was so loud that the windows and mirrors were vibrating in that SUV?
Yes, sir.
Tevin Thompson testifying when Dunn parked next to them and asked them to turn down their music, they did. But that Davis.
Yeah, but here's my thing though. Here's my thing. That that's too much interaction. The only thing should have been said, if something was said, it should have been them like, "Hey, give me your wallet, white boy." Like that should have been the only thing that said. If they didn't say that to you, there should have been no dialogue between the two.
I
Why are
agree.
you talking to them?
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of initiated the whole thing, didn't he?
But at the
Like,
same time, though, I mean, you don't know what his frame of mind was at the time. And I think that brought up in the trial that he had some issues that was going on between him and his fiance. And so when the way I look at this case, yes, he was wrong for initiating any contact with him. But at the same time, you know, a lot of these young people need to take in consideration that the world does not evolve around them. And I think that if they had just turned down the music or either just saw, hey, this dude look like he's crazy, let's just get out of here, none of this would have happened.
hold on, AP. They're from Blackistan. He's an old white guy. They've seen scarier things than him. Like, dude, he's the least. They see him. If that had been a car full of black people next to them, they would have been on edge. They saw a white guy. They're like, it's just a white guy. Like
And that was their
literally.
mistake because they underestimated this man. They didn't realize that this guy was on 10 and he was already probably having a crappy day, probably argue with his fiance, gotta drive this bitch to the store, gotta pick her up. I'm sitting in the parking lot. They gotta put up with this shit. That was his
But
mentality that
but
day.
but
And he
a, but
was
AP
blasted.
but AP, if I could shoot people for stupid shit, I wouldn't have enough ammo.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. He was wrong. He definitely was wrong. It
Yeah.
like you said, I wouldn't even have pulled up in the gas station when I saw them.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that I think a lot of these young people forget that, you just can't just the world doesn't evolve around you. And that was
I
their
get
mistake.
that, but AP, I completely understand what you're saying. If they're parked in front of his house, and that shit, I completely understand him coming out there saying, "Hey, Bucko, can you turn it down?" No problem. This is a public space, man, where you don't have it. This should be, yo, get in, get out. You're back to your life glider because this glider, I'm sure he lives around the gliders. You don't have this guy would have. This guy would have had a great life. He would have never, dude.
He just got to worry about his bitch killing him.
Yeah, like there's no. This was his fault. He brought it on himself, and the
I
reason I'm
totally
saying this
agree.
is,
But we live in a society now that you just don't know where people's mentality is.
yeah,
And that's the scary part.
I'm trying to save gliders, man. I'm a coon.
Right.
I'm a coon, a self-hating coon, a bootlicker. I'm trying to save gliders from themselves, man. Gliders, a lot of gliders support this channel, man. So salute to all the gliders that support this channel, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man.
Hit the cash app.
Listen, man. Limit contact.
Facts.
Limit it. The less, the better. The more something will happen, and it don't have to be like standard or stereotypical thing. Just something will happen.
And not only
Limit
that, just being
contact.
in the presence of some people, it just gives you it gives you a headache. You be at the store and then some woman comes in, she's yelling and talking on the cell phone. I mean, it's just like you said, it's just best to leave.
Yeah, and
It's just best to leave.
let me just tell you, think of you gliders. Can you name one sun celebrity or athlete, rappers included, gangster rappers included, who have made a little bit of money that live in the sun community? Can you name one? And listen, I'm not saying I'm not for nothing. I'm asking because if there is one, if you could be like, well, so and so, and we can look him up and see where he lives at. Can you name one Sun person who got two nickels to rub together that lives in the Sun community?
Where did young Dolph live
Young Dolph?
before he was killed?
Oh, he didn't live. No, he didn't. He didn't even live in Memphis. He lived in
Okay.
L.A.
Red Man, Method Man. I don't know where they live.
He said Red Man. You talking about that Cribs when he was from like 20 years ago? You know that was fake, right? Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if all of it was fake.
Yeah, all of them were fake. Yeah, Cribs they were renting homes even with the good ones. But yeah, all of them was fake. Name one. He said just you. No, I don't live around Sun people.
Even BLM doesn't live around some people.
Yeah, exactly. So why would you pull up in a gas station next to a bunch of Sun teens blasting loud music, roll your window down, get into some kind of back and forth with them while you're with your wife? Put her in that type of danger. I mean, not your wife, your fiance.
Well, you just saw the other white guy do it, remember?
No, that white guy, that was a longer interaction where those Sun teens, those Sun men were fucking with him. And then once he finally snapped, that's the part they uploaded. They probably called him everything but a child of God and harassed him for 30, 40 minutes. And then when he snapped, they snipped that little minute part and uploaded it to the internet thinking it was going to get them fucking hugs from white liberals. And nobody fucking completely backfired. If you think that was the entire interaction, you need the fucking head check, man. So let's see what else happened.
That the windows and mirrors were vibrating in that SUV.
Yes, sir.
Tevin Thompson testifying when Dunn parked next to them and asked them to turn down their music, they did, but that Davis wanted it turned back up.
What did Jordan Davis say?
That turn the music back up.
To you or something?
Jordan Davis said, "Fuck that, turn the music back up." And he's got the no snitching. This means no snitching. That means I don't snitch when they do that. That's what, especially back then. Like this is like 9 years ago. That was like Bobby Schmurder era. He did that a lot. That was the thing. Means I don't snitch. Now, you don't snitch. What do you don't snitch about? So I think this kid may have been, a little wayward. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean that he deserved to die. But I'm just saying, like, I want to see what his actions were after this.
What did Jordan Davis say?
That turn the music back up.
To you or someone else?
He's talking to me.
A minute later, prosecutors say Dunn pulled out a gun and started firing 9 rounds. Then the boys realizing their friend had been shot.
So hold on. In a minute. So hold on. Within that minute, what happened? They skipped a lot of shit. Nothing. So Jordan said,
a high stress situation like that, a minute is forever.
And nothing else happened. It just both, like, the guy claims that he saw a gun in the car. And I know one thing about me in seeing it as a Sun teen and being, if a white guy said something to us, we were in a group that we didn't like, we would be fucking pissed. And we would fucking try to show him. Like, first, if that guy was walking down the street, we would have came up behind him and clubbed him upside his head and took his wallet. So the fact that he's in a car, there is a different dynamic, but he still wouldn't be seen as like some kind of human. He would be seen kind of like as a thing. You know what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, he's not like a human. He's a part of the scenery. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's no way after that there was a minute of nothing. It was just, man, fuck that, turn that shit back up. It was, man, fuck that shit, turn that shit back up. Yeah, we looking at you. What? You got a problem? Like it wasn't just turn that shit back up and sitting in silence, bopping your head. Nah, it was some more to that, man.
Seems like
Wanted it turned back up.
What did Jordan Davis say?
That turn that music.
Like
What?
as far as actually hitting the person who he was actually going for some. But anyway, how did he see a gun in the car? Was he out of the car engaging with him? Because if you just in the car, unless they flashed the gun. But if they didn't have the gun, then they couldn't have flashed it. So how would he have been able to see it?
Somebody said a gang of Negroes piled in the car listening to Chuck Berry and the Big Bopper. Listen, man, that's a great question. That's a great question. So that lets you know that there's a verbal. I mean, there's a eye that's standing off. There's a staring down. There's a stare down between the cars, right?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, like he's in their car, and they're in his car. I'm sure if he's in their car enough to see a gun, they're not just all looking straight like,
right.
Oh my God, he's still
The
looking.
window, like
He's still looking. No, it's a menacing back and forth. They're both, you know what I'm saying, engaged in like
maybe he just had enough. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
No, there's some older people who be like, you know what, you're not gonna talk to me like that.
Right.
And then the young group were like, you're not gonna talk to us like that. But they didn't realize this guy was packing a gun. And he just was like, like I said, you just don't know what people's mindsets are. And a lot of times people have piles and piles of things that are going on. You just have to just know that not to even engage now with some people, but not to engage with anybody you pick up any kind of aggression from. It's best just to, even if you feel like you're not wrong, just keep it moving. Just go.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know.
And here's the thing too, when you're a glider, you don't like, for instance, me, if a son man disrespects me, I think about it for weeks and even months and years. That's how we are. We disrespect, it hurts us to the core. We may have to see that son man again, and he thinks he's bad, and he thinks that now he's gonna be like extra, like now you're like he's gonna like do something really bad to you. Now that he thinks that he can, it's all those dynamics. You as a glider, you don't have all of that shit. So even if he disrespects you or says something that you don't like, you can walk away because you don't even have that whole son man negotiation of status that we do with each other. You're not involved in none of that.
Yeah, my dad, he says, you could be dead wrong, but you can also be dead right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, but sometimes you gotta let it go.
Yeah, like for me,
like AP is AP. Like she said, he was already on 10.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that the Sunmen did anything wrong. They just did Sunman. I'm saying the glider did something wrong because the way him and his group, they negotiate status, they would have been, hey, Bucko, turn it down. And like, I'm turning it down. You got a problem? It's not fast enough for you? And then like, turn it back up. Oh, you turned it back up? Hey, partner, you're right here. This is a public space. All these people are here. They don't have to listen to this shit. And the guy would be like, I don't care. Fuck off. And then drove off and then sped off into the night and like spent his tires and left. It would have been over. Like
he still only burned up 20 seconds.
Yeah, but some people,
there's another 40 somewhere.
Some people, it's like those situations lead to death. And someone going to prison for the rest of their life. Y'all don't negotiate situations the way we do. So why would you get into a situation where you force yourself to have to negotiate that with us? Now, if we thrust it upon you, if we just jump into your shit and there's nowhere to go and you're in it and you gotta fucking deal with it, blah, 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 it's fight or flight. Yeah, be a man, do what you do. But if you just don't have to negotiate anything with us, tense like that, why would you even do it? Because you don't even think like us. You don't even have the mentality. Like, you're not going to go to jail for the rest of your life over this shit. I will. I'll go to jail for the rest of my life over this. To you, that thought is fucking retarded. To me, it's within the realm of about fuck that shit, man. You like, even though I don't want to go to jail for the rest of my life, it's on the table. For you, that shit is completely off the table over this. Now, there are things that you would probably go to jail for the rest of your life over, but this is not one of them. For 90% of Sunmen, it's one of the chips on the table. Going to jail
Yeah,
for the
for us
rest of
it's retarded. For you guys, it's Tuesday.
So it's like, why would you even get into a situation like that with a game where you're not even fully equipped? You're not even fully in. You don't have enough pieces, enough Pokemons. You ain't got enough. You don't have enough. You don't have enough stuff to play the game. You don't have the like. They say golf is a rich man's game because you need all these clubs. You don't have it. You don't have all the clubs. You don't have a putter. You don't have a driver. You don't have a sand wedge. Why are you fucking coming to play golf with me? With your fucking with like 3 fucking clubs and shit. I got a whole fucking bag full of clubs.
And I would even say, even when you're driving in your car, don't even look over in that direction. Because then they have an attitude where, oh, you're looking at me funny.
Right.
That's
why
I'm.
point.
Yeah.
That's why I'm moving to the whitest state in the nation.
Right.
Yeah, that's my point though. Like the fact that you don't even, the fact that a look can lead someone on their way to their daughter's recital to fucking end up in prison for the rest of their life.
And it's like a lot of times when you come among, some people, it looks like some of them, especially when it comes to females, they're looking. They just have their look. They're looking for trouble.
Yeah.
The whole energy is off. And I don't know what it is, but that whole energy is off. So it's like it's best not to engage, not to look in the direction. And I'm not saying all some people, but you know what I'm saying. You go some places and it's like they just stand in a group and it's like, this is not where I should be. Just going opposite direction,
Yeah. I saw that, Rami, that you sent me. I don't know if I could show that. That might be Rumble only, but it's funny. Put it in the that's just funny, man. But yeah. Listen, man. I just say don't negotiate status with people that you don't understand, and you don't fully understand them. Even many of you, after being here for a year or two, you're still clueless. Don't get involved with these people, man.
Back up.
What did Jordan Davis say?
That turn the music back up.
To you or someone else?
He's talking to me.
A minute later, prosecutors say Dunn pulled out a gun and started firing 9 rounds. Then the boys, realizing their friend had been shot.
Was he making any sounds that you could hear?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
Like gasping for air.
In the courtroom, Davis's parents wiping away tears, reliving their nightmare.
Well, Dunn's been charged with first-degree murder in Davis's death.
Think about that. This is another thing that shows the differences in the two species. He fired from one car into another car full of people, 9 shots, and only hit the person he intended to hit. If that was another way, if that was the other way, if that was a Sun man who fired 9 shots into a group of white, somebody 3 blocks away would be dead.
And somebody in the car to have a hangnail.
We're different. He fired 9 shots and only hit Jordan from a car into another car full of people.
This is more proof you never, ever, ever talk to police when something like this happens.
Species, man. We're different species, and yes, we can have sex and have babies and stuff like that, and yes, we can be friends and stuff like that. But when you're talking about like arguments and tense situations and life and the way we interact, like the reason black men and black women can, and white men, black women and white men and black men and white women can coexist to some degree is because pussy plus dick equals a fuck. And the feeling you have for a woman, that feeling that goes through your bones when you got a crush on a woman, that over trumps race. Or that feeling a woman has when she, wants to decide that this is the man that she wants to make miserable for the rest of his life. You can't fucking do anything about that. But men in random situations from different groups negotiating status, who's going to be the alpha male. If I'm a glider, I don't do that with a Sun man. I don't get into a piston contest with a random Sun man. Like some kids, a bunch of kids you don't know from Adam. Maybe a Sun man that I would know or knew for a while. But a Sun man I don't know from a fucking can of paint. That guy,
when I reached and touched him, blood.
Yeah, that guy deserves what he got, man. He deserves to be in jail for the rest of his life.
But like
when I reached and touched him,
blood
appeared on my face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say it seems like he really had to drop on him. Like I mean, if he's the only one, it's not like I was saying before. Like, how did he theoretically see a gun in the car if he didn't already was standing so he could see it? It's a lot of missing. I don't know unless we're gonna hear some testimony about like the positions of everybody.
Oh shit, guys! I'm sorry. I got to split. I just noticed the time.
All right, man.
In that minute, we didn't
Thanks
hear.
for putting up with me, everybody.
Have a good one, man.
Good one.
Good night.
But yeah, what happened in that minute, we didn't hear.
Yeah, let's try to see what happened, man.
Fingers.
Michael Dunn, the man charged with first-degree murder in the Jordan Davis case, looked on as witnesses relived the night the 17-year-old was shot and killed. Davis's best friend, Leland Brunson, among those who testified.
Do you love Jordan Davis?
Yes.
Are you lying for Jordan Davis?
No.
He was sitting next to Davis in the back of a red SUV when an argument over loud music broke out at a Jacksonville gas station.
It's fair to say he asked for a common courtesy just to lower the music, correct?
Yes.
Tevin Thompson, another teen in the SUV, says Dunn, who was in his parked car next to them, asked them to turn down the music. Thompson described it in court as pretty loud and said Dunn told them,
"Turn your music down, I can't hear myself think."
Everyone agrees the music was turned down, but that's when things escalated between Davis and Dunn.
But isn't it true that Jordan Davis said to you, that turn it back up.
Yes, sir.
Thompson testified he did exactly that, and that he turned the music back up. It's at that point the timeline gets fuzzy. Dunn told investigators he heard threats, then saw a weapon.
I saw a barrel come up on the window, like a single shot shotgun where there's a barrel.
Now, how would they get rid of that? Let's just say that's true, right? How does that? Because when the cops come, they don't find that. And Doug Chunk says, quick gun-shaped hand gestures, perhaps. Yeah, I mean, they could have done that, gun-shaped hand gestures at him, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I don't
think he even saw a gun. I think
Yeah, I
that
don't
he
think
just made that up.
Yeah, I don't think he saw. I don't think he saw a gun.
But I think what pissed him off was their attitude, and I'm quite sure that Jordan cursed at him. And like I said, this guy was not in the mood for that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And see this part of the barrel, I saw that part of the barrel. And it was either a barrel or a stick. But sir, they're like, we're gonna kill you.
Dunn, by his own admission, says he pulled out a gun that he kept in his glove compartment. And he says in self-defense, fired multiple times. Jordan Davis was shot.
What did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed it from the glove compartment?
He cocked it back.
As for Michael Dunn's claims of being threatened with a weapon first, police say they never found a weapon inside the teen's SUV. In court, all three teens maintained they never had a weapon.
When you got out of the car in the plaza, did you take anything out of your car?
No, sir.
Did you like, for example, did you take a shotgun and like shove it under a car that was in the parking lot?
No, sir.
Did you try to throw it out onto Southside Boulevard?
No, sir.
One officer who arrived short.
Yeah, because I mean,
And like shove it under a car that was in the parking lot?
No, sir.
Did you try to throw it out onto Southside Boulevard?
No, sir.
One officer who arrived shortly after the shooting described what he saw.
I saw a young black male sitting on the driver's side rear passenger seat, sobbing uncontrollably. He was cradling another young black male's head.
Tori Dunn joins us now from Jacksonville with more. Do we know, did Jordan Davis ever get out of the SUV? Because that keeps coming up in court, doesn't it?
Yeah, Anderson, it comes up all the time, and it's really key to the claim of self-defense. I want to point out that the defense attorney is making the argument that Jordan Davis is the only one in that SUV who didn't duck because he was trying to get out of the car. But today, his best friend actually testified he saw Jordan Davis touch the handle, but Anderson, he says he never opened the door, never tried to get out.
He touched the handle, but he didn't try to get out.
But see, should be a lesson to a lot of the young son teens. All that gangster mentality and gangster stuff, it doesn't work in real life. And I look at those boys, they don't look like the type that's out there in the streets, you know. And just a stupid mistake and the attitude got this boy killed.
Yeah. That shit was crazy, man. Yikes. That's just terrifying, man. I feel bad for that kid, man. But yeah, I mean, he dealt with him harshly, man. That was
Leave
like
that street mentality and all that crap at home. It doesn't work. Because one day you're going to ride up on somebody who's going to have just as much attitude as you do, and it's not going to end well. And this happened to be that day.
Yeah, he's dead. Like, he fired on him and he killed him. Like, that guy didn't have a fucking chance. He fucking wet his ass up. It didn't hit nobody else.
Yeah, it's almost like that Pulp Fiction Samuel L. Jackson scene.
Oh yeah.
I will fire down.
Yeah.
And another thing, have some respect for your elders. Because all these young people, they don't have no respect for older people.
Yeah, man.
Just don't be a dick in general.
Facts.
Yeah, definitely don't be a dick. That's all. That's great. Let's do one city before we get out of here, man. I'll do one city, man. That's still, even though I started late, I still gotta get some sleep, man. Let's do one city, man. Give me a city, man. He said, I'm glad I put in this range time. Yeah, that glider, man. I mean, that's a tough shot to only hit the one guy, but it's not really because I mean,
No, it's not really.
your different mindset. Like you care who you hit. Like it's he probably didn't want to hit the other kids. Like me in that moment, I wouldn't have cared who I hit.
Oh, and that's why I think he might have actually saw something in the window, because he only took out that one target that he saw as a threat.
Yeah.
It's possible.
And
Yeah.
now he's going to prison with a whole bunch of them. So, I
Oh,
mean, once again,
right.
it wasn't even worth it. It
Great.
wasn't even worth it.
I didn't even think of that, man. Like now he's in a place. You talk about a lot of spirit, a lot of sun, man. Gotta go to prison, man.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Shit. I mean, you go to prison. You say you from North Carolina, right?
Yes, sir.
What's North Carolina, man?
Raleighwood, but you can go to Charlotte, that other side over there, Durham. Oh,
Fayetteville.
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Vietnam.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're trying
Even
to
Lumberton's busy.
really.
Oh, always.
They're trying to change the name of Fort Bragg now.
Now at 4 o'clock, 2 teenagers are in the hospital after a shooting on the American Tobacco Trail in South Durham. Sky 5 flying live right now over the scene as police comb through the scene looking for evidence. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lena Tillett.
And I'm Dan Haggerty. This shooting happened near the intersection of Riddle Road and Fayetteville Street in Durham. We just showed you a moment ago, that was live coverage, but it has been active there for hours, and we've been taking a look at this scene since about 1 o'clock today. That's the video you're seeing now.
WRAL's Durham reporter Sarah Kruger was first on the scene. She joins us now live after speaking with people on the ground. Sarah, what are you learning?
Lena, 3 hours since the shooting, and there is still a lot going on here. This is a very sprawling scene that goes all the way down Riddle Road and then even extends to the right there into those woods behind some offices. The shooting was just around the corner from Hillside High School, and right now, police say they cannot tell me if the 2 teenage boys who were shot are students there or not. Police say one of them has injuries that are life-threatening. The other was less seriously hurt. This all happened right behind a building with 2 dentist offices. I spoke with one of those dentists. She's a mom of 2, which makes all of this especially hard to process.
It just really makes my heart very sad. I'm really emotional about it. That's why I'm, trying to leave and, just go and just get my thoughts together, because it was just it's just heartbreaking, and for anyone to go through this in a community as nice as Durham.
As what is Durham?
I think she said nice. There's some nice parts in Durham. Durham's. I lived in Durham. That my sisters went to Hillside High School. Yeah, man, it can be a rough patch right there. Like those. There's always something going on with the convenience stores across the street from the high school around that area. But yeah, that's it's Durham.
I spoke off camera with another employee in this area who said she saw some of the shooting as she was about to head out the door to lunch. She described hearing about 10 gunshots and seeing kids with backpacks running, even another kid, as she called him, putting the gun into his waistband. I have asked police if they have made any arrests. They told me they could not talk about that right now. Now, we've seen a lot of things going on out here, a lot of investigating. There's been a canine out here, as well as dozens of officers searching this area quite extensively. I asked police for what they are looking. They said evidence. They would not elaborate beyond that if they had recovered a weapon or anything of that nature. We will stay out here and stay on top of this to bring you the very latest. Lena.
Wow, quite the scene. You can understand that doctor's emotion as well. Sarah Kruger reporting live for us. Thank you.
And not far from where Sarah was reporting live, we have Eric Miller. He is at Hillside High School, very close to where this shooting happened. Eric, give us the vantage point from there and what you know.
Yeah, Dan, where Sarah's standing, that is about a block and a half up the road here, Fayetteville Street in Durham. Hillside High School just behind me. The last Durham police officers and Durham County Sheriff's deputies finally left the school just a few minutes ago as we were standing here after a very tense afternoon for students and parents. You take a look at some of this video. This was right around 3 o'clock when those students were finally taken off secure status, both Hillside High School
a lot of sun teeth.
As well as W.G. Pearson Elementary. They were both placed on secure status. Students kept inside. Parents lined up waiting, wondering what was going on, whether their kids were okay, whether their kids were safe. It was a very tense 2 hours for some of the folks who were standing outside, who were waiting in their cars. Spoke to one woman, the grandmother of a Hillside High School senior. She tells me she picks up her granddaughter every single day. This is not the first time that she has been left waiting out front because of secure status, because of a lockdown, and she called it ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. You know, us as parents, we're just, fed up. We're fed up.
I'm not saying we used to be afraid to go play Hillside, but it kind of a little bit. It was rough over there a little bit back when I went to Capitol High.
You got to. A lot of these people have never left these neighborhoods or been very far. So how it is there, they just assume every place else is the same.
But it is the same.
But it's not.
Every other sun place is the same.
Yeah, but they assume every place else. Remember, these people believe white people are just as violent.
Yeah,
and shoot even more people.
Yeah, exactly. They think white people shoot more people. Yeah.
And don't forget Durham. That's where C.J.
The search is on.
That's where C.J. Davis was the police chief before she moved to Memphis.
Yep. Right.
The search is on in Fayetteville for suspects after a shooting leaves 2 men and a baby dead. It happened last night at a house on Bunts Road. WRAL Fayetteville reporter Gilbert Bays is live at the scene after speaking with family and friends of one of the victims. Gilbert.
Well, Renee, that house that you're talking about is back there through the wood lines there with the blue. This is a tough one for everyone that I spoke with this morning. There was some hope that baby was going to survive. She was rushed to the hospital last night, but we got word early this morning that she had passed away. Let me take you to the scene from last night. Shooting happened around 8:30 at the home in the 1100 block of Bunch Road. Now, this morning,
fat black woman walking with police.
At the home in the 1100 block of Bunch Road. Now, this morning, Fayetteville police identified the victims. This is a picture of 26-year-old Terrence Melvin. We're told he's the father of that baby and his baby daughter. The other victim is 33-year-old Jonathan McMillan. Now, I talked with family members who say the infant's mother had just dropped the baby off at Melvin's home on Bunch Road. When she returned, crime scene tape was surrounding the building and police were all over the place. Melvin worked at a car.
Wow. Somebody came in there and killed. This is like the one in L.A., the gangland with someone shot that baby.
Yeah, it's rough.
Wash owned by Mar.
Yeah, this is gliders, man. Y'all the only ones that can stop this, man, because you created this society, man. We're creating our society. Ombritos are creating their society. So this is not like. We're not doing anything wrong. This is crazy, man. They're shooting babies down the regular.
Now, I talked with family members who say the infant's mother had just dropped the baby off at Melvin's home on Bunch Road. When she returned, crime scene tape was surrounding the building and police were all over the place. Melvin worked at a car wash owned by Maurice McCrae. He is devastated by the young man's death.
He was in the house enjoying some quality time with his daughter, and basically he was assassinated. Anytime if you're in your home and somebody comes out of his home or whatever, and somebody there coming there and take your life with your child in your hand, that says a lot about the character of the person that killed him.
Investigators say this was not a random act of violence. We're told there must be some connection between the victims and the person or persons who fired the deadly shots. Now, Fayetteville police are continuing their investigation, but Renee, they're asking anyone who knows anything that happened at this home here on Bunch Road last night to give them a call.
Jesus Christ, man.
Ain't nobody in Fayetteville calling.
Hell no. Who would want to call? I mean, shit. They're shooting babies?
I don't think
That's
that's
personal. That's personal.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Anything happen in Charlotte? Hennessy? Probably never heard of that one.
It's a whole bunch of fucking schools on lockdown in this area.
Oh yeah, I was in. Matter of fact, my car was on TV. Don't show it though. I'm not gonna tell you which one.
We're following breaking news as we continue this noon. A code red lockdown has been lifted now at Brentwood Elementary School.
We told you about this story at the top of our newscast. WRAL's Matt Tallhelm was live at Southeast Raleigh High School where a code red lockdown had been lifted, and now he has moved to Brentwood Elementary School. What's going on there?
Right, Renee. Yeah, that lockdown was lifted about 12 minutes ago. Let me walk you through what was just sent out in this message to parents here. They tell us from the school system that there was a threat this morning. A student reported to a teacher that another student may have a weapon. That has all been cleared. There is no problem here. The students are safe, but I do want to show you down the line here. Look at that line of cars. These are parents coming here to Brentwood Magnet Elementary School to pick up their children. Obviously, this is a scary moment for parents. I want to bring in one of those parents of a second grader here at Brentwood Elementary School, John Scarborough. You got that message, a text message this morning right around 11.
Why is this guy sending his kids to school with son kids?
He's stupid and woke.
And I'm not. And listen, some people, when I say that, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have schools or our schools should be less funded or substandard. I just am a firm believer that groups don't need to go to school together, man.
And 16 saying your daughter's school's on code red lockdown. What's that feel like when you get that message, knowing all these threats that are going on?
Pit of your stomach. It just gets cold and tight. You're almost certain it's not an issue, but there's just too much that we've seen go on here in Wake County that you just can't take it as a non-threat.
You said you were actually able to know exactly where your daughter was. Tell us how you discovered where she was, because she wasn't inside a classroom when this lockdown started.
That's correct. She was at recess. And since my daughter has one of the Gab phone locators, as soon as she broke the geofencing that we had set up on it, we got a notification that showed that she'd been moved to the Brentwood Park, which is adjacent to the school.
You come down here, you see all of the other parents here. There's a line of parents at the school up at the door here, obviously, to take their kids home for the day. What is your plan with
geofencing? Mayo?
Yeah, they're tracking apps where you can set up the limits of your child's travel. And if they go out of that area, it'll alert you.
Now, see, right there, Mayo, the level of care this guy has for his child is on that level. But at the same time, he sends her into school with son kid.
Brentwood.
Who don't? Oh, go ahead. Tell me. Go ahead. Tell me.
Oh no, I was just I'm trying to figure out where Brentwood is. If it's up there near the road, Brentwood Road, it's near Capitol Boulevard, which is busy, and I don't even go up that way anymore because right around COVID started, I wasn't on with the mask thing, and some dude was tripping, so I said I'm not even coming up this way anymore. I'm just stay down my way. But there was one in Zebulon. There was at my daughter's school. She called me. Well, she texted me, and I was like, "You want me to come get you?" And when I got there, there were already cars, lined up. So I don't know. It's not like it's all. I don't know. Like some schools have more blacks and some,
No, but what I'm saying is, let's just take the gun situation out of it. Most of the kids that are son kids are going to be single moms who half the time have no clue where they are. You're a father who has set up a tracking device so if your daughter leaves a certain perimeter, you get an alert. You send your kid to a school with people who 90% of the time have no idea where their child is.
This school is mainly Hispanic, 47%, 26% black, and 16% white.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
75% are from low-income families.
That sounds like my kid's school almost. But
so what I'm saying is, he's sending his daughter into a place where a lot of the kids come from homes where they're immigrant families. Their culture is tied to another place, a far off distant land, another country, another culture. Or some people who are taught that everything that goes wrong in their life is due to people who look like her dad and her. To people who negotiate status, like we talked about, differently. They're going to solve those little black girls and those little Obrito girls are going to solve little girl problems and little issues in the sandbox way different than a bunch of little white girls. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then the way the parenting, he parents, it's just a different way. It just seems like, why would you? It's just weird, man.
You come down here, you see.
Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, I think that as a parent, you trying to do the best you can to not go crazy. You trying to just keep it together. Maybe if we get through this grade, then you'll be going to high school over here. Like you just trying to make it to the next. Like, and you don't, and this doesn't happen all the time here either. This just started happening like last week, like in spurts. But then you had the shooting a few weeks ago. You got, you know what I mean? It's just like the slow trickle. It's like almost, it's just more and more. But then again, it could be these kids some of them are pranking. Like my daughter said that one kid said that the kid said he was tired of black people. And I texted her back and I was like, well, I can kind of understand some, but you can't really take it out on everybody,
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, this is. I'm sure this guy's tired of him.
The other parents here, there's a line of parents at the school up at the door here, obviously to take their kids home for the day. What is your plan with your daughter, and how does this feel? Do you feel that she's safe and secure at school?
I know they have a good plan, and I know the administrators at this school execute the plan. It's pretty obvious from we saw what they did. They had the threat. They went into their pre-planned evacuation for where she was at and locking down the students that would be safe otherwise. But we have a lot of potential issues here. Kids can get hurt, staff can get hurt, and they're just not really prepared to address that.
And it doesn't get any easier. I imagine it's still scary. You get that message.
Absolutely. My wife was frantic. And we think about it all the time when they just did a field trip and what happens if something happens on a field trip. Thank goodness I was chaperoning but you just, helplessness.
What's your message to the school system? What needs to be done to make sure that this does not continue, that we don't see another 6 threats like we saw Friday, at least 2 today?
Well, we dodged a bullet literally at Fuquay Varina Middle School. That student could have decided to turn that weapon on his teacher or his classmates. We need to move. We need to move quickly. We've had reports. We've had studies. It's time to execute the recommendations of those research studies.
John Scarborough, I'm glad everyone.
He sounds pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah, but those woke research studies are not addressing anything that's really going on.
Yeah.
They're talking about
they're talking about income inequality and housing insecurities and all that bullshit.
They're not talking about the fact that
these kids get 3 meals a day in the school.
Decide whether authorities.
They're not talking about locking these kids up and not letting them back in school.
They're not talking about let's just take a school, right? 26% of the population is this. Another 50% of the population is this.
Mm-hmm.
And then 16% of the population is this.
Right.
There's 200 incidents of violence in the year. That 16% of the population is responsible for 3 of them. But there's no talk of the disparity that that 26%, why are they doing 130 of them?
Yeah, I know people who teach in these schools, and they saying it's just you can't even reprimand, you can't discipline, it's hard. So it's just they just sending them to school almost like they babysitting. You can't tell them no almost. So then
it is a babysitter service.
It gets to a bad point where it's just too much, and you almost can't blame the kid for being upset enough to respond to it, because the people who's supposed to respond to it aren't responding to it.
Yeah.
Back here at home, today a judge will decide whether authorities can release body cam video from the death of a man in Raleigh police custody. WRAL's Nia Hardin joins us from the Raleigh Police Department with what we could see in the video if the release is approved. Nia.
Well, Renee, if the judge does approve this video to be released, we could see this as soon as Friday. That's according to the city manager that told city council members that yesterday. The 5-day report from police detailed the interaction between police and Daryl Williams. We spoke to a law expert about what we could expect to see once the footage is released. He says based on the report from police, it will be chaos and it will be fast.
It will probably show the initial approach to Mr. Williams in that parking lot as they're doing the proactive patrol. And then you'll get to see that interaction. And then I think at that point in time, that's when you're going to see it turn into just chaos.
Officers used a taser on Daryl Williams several times before he died. They say Williams resisted arrest and ran from police after officers saw drugs and alcohol in his car. Several community activists have spoken against the handling of the arrest, and the SBI criminal investigation is still ongoing. Now, we will let you know once.
Same shit every fucking way. It's insane. Everywhere you go, it's the same shit.
It's the same story and the same reaction. I mean, you like the shooting. You said, the overweight black woman walking out in front of the house.
Yeah,
that could literally be stock footage.
I mean. This looks
I'm not wrong.
For 3 years, and
So let's see this one.
They fought for it for 3 years and lost. Now residents in a Fayetteville neighborhood can only stand by and watch as a 100-bed federal prison halfway house is constructed near their backyards.
Oh my God, they fought against it for years and they lost. A 100-bed federal prison halfway house built in their backyard. Let me tell you, man, that's gonna be a problem, man.
Man, that's right off of Bragg Boulevard too.
That's a bad neighborhood, right?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
ain't
that's where they
good.
usually put them. That's where they usually put them. I mean, but this makes it worse because these guys were in prison for a reason. Like these guys weren't like in prison because of institutional racism. These are federal prisoners. These guys were in prison for reasons, and now they're home, and now they're in this terrible neighborhood, and they're not really supervised until they have curfews, would have to be back, but during the day they're just out there.
And this is a privately funded halfway house.
Wow.
Dismissed charities will move forward with controversial halfway house in Fayetteville.
Wow. These people, these woke
Isn't
people.
this what they wanted though? Defund the police, free my brothers.
Yep, they getting it. Because this right here,
This is dangerous.
yeah. I mean, if
This
you
is
have
dangerous because
children,
never forget all your sex offenders,
yes.
all your violent people. They're going to be, and I'm quite sure in that neighborhood they have the schools, they have young children. This and these are the people they voted for. This is what they wanted. So now you got it.
They're gonna be milling around all day and just hanging and standing, and they won't be out at night though. That's the good part. But
And see, this is when they said police reform and criminal justice reform. See, this is when people then ask the questions, what do you mean? How do you define that? This
it
is their
looks like
definition
this.
of it.
This is what it looks like.
Yep.
This is what it looks like. It
And
looks like this.
these halfway houses, they won't be built in the neighborhoods of your district attorneys, your senators or congressmen. Won't be built in the neighborhood of the judges who released them. It's going to be built right in your backyard. So they're going to be stalking your wives, your girlfriends, your children, and coming into your house.
Yep.
Keep in
They
mind,
fought
you
for
voted
it for 3 years
And-
and lost. Now residents in a Fayetteville neighborhood.
They're on the side of the biggest hoe and drug stroll in Fayetteville.
Yeah, it's just throwing gasoline onto
Can
the
only
problem.
stand by and watch as a 100-bed federal prison halfway house is constructed near their backyards.
WRAL Fayetteville reporter Gilbert Bays spoke with residents who still have concerns about this project.
Well, I'm standing on Kane Road, and when we did the story about a year ago, this was a wooded area. But as you can see, it's been cleared, and they've started construction on that federal prison halfway house. And the folks who live in that apartment complex back there say that's not good news.
We have children that live right here. There's a school right down the street, so, and who's to say they won't jump the fence?
Fayette Council has lived in these apartments on Tally Drive for 9 years. But now the wooded area that used to bump up to her backyard is being replaced with a halfway house for inmates released from federal prison.
I have a window right here. My bedroom is right there. So I don't know what they're, what they went to federal prison for. But what if it's something that they might want to do again, break in someone's house or molest somebody? I don't know.
It's funny how black women become so clear like this shit. When this shit comes right to their doorstep, then it's any other time they're fucking morons.
But it's got to come from outside.
Yeah.
It's not anything from inside. It's got to be something that comes from outside.
She sounds so reasonable. Hit one if you're shocked at how. If this is just a rare thing to see a sister in one of these news stories be so reasonable and thoughtful and well thought out, well spoken, just well rounded, and just like they're never like this on these issues. They're fucking They had IQ of fucking monkeys talking about these issues usually. Now it's right at her backyard, literally. Salute the boy Katrina. That's literally in her backyard. And oh, well, I mean, like, what? Who knows what they went to federal prison for? I mean, what if it's something they want to do again? Like, wow, unbelievable.
It's released from federal prison.
I have a window right here. My bedroom is right there. So I don't know what they went to federal prison for. But what if it's something that they might want to do again, break in someone's house or molest somebody? I don't know. I don't think it should have been put right there.
Earlist Dove agrees. He's lived off Kane Road for 40 years. His view of the halfway house will be blocked by trees, but he knows it's there. He and other residents fought to stop its construction in 2019. They won, but the State Court of Appeals reversed a Superior Court decision that denied the special permits needed for its construction.
I prayed within and said to myself, God, I hope nobody don't come down here and really be a madman or either a person that's say they're sick of living that way. Inside, they want to break out.
We're told there will be room for 80 male and 20 female inmates, the last stop for offenders before they make their way back into the civilian population. So what does this mean for people like Faye Council?
It's time to move.
The editor on that one was just right on time. They just had that on deck, ready to go.
So
he should have moved the first time they even heard of this.
So it's official now, AP. These sisters are not morons. We're not idiots for expecting them to have some goddamn sense when they talk about these issues, right?
Correct.
There's no excuse. When that shit drops in her backyard, she's turns into fucking Candace Owens.
But whenever we tried to warn them about this, that this is exactly what they were talking about and this is exactly what will happen, you will shout it down and you will call crazy.
Racist.
You hate yourself. You just want to lock up black men. You don't understand. But this is what we told them. And like, once again, whose community is going to be affected by this?
Yeah, they're talking about putting low income housing, these millions of dollars in Charlotte, and I'm like, whoa.
And why do you think they're doing that? And these are the same people who want to build all these tear down trees and put up these low income housing. These are the same people that yell up in your face that they want to save the environment. They don't even want you driving your gas car. So which is it?
Salute the Shattrick, man. You got the last word, Shattrick. Go ahead.
I mean, shit, I just came in right now. I mean, I saw you guys was having a stream right now late, so I might as well, say I just came off from work and stuff.
Okay, Well, join us tomorrow, man. Peace out.
Oh, y'all just ended?
Yeah, I'm about to drop. I'm about to end it. I'm about to get the last word, man.
All right.
Yeah. So this sister turned into Candace Owens quick. Now, when you sisters come up here, you're expected to understand what the fuck we're talking about. No more that playing dumb shit. And no more of that fucking crazy race baiting shit. You know what the fuck we mean when we say whatever the fuck we're saying. Because if we drop a fucking halfway house in the back of your fucking in your backyard, all of a sudden, boom, fucking goddamn light bulbs start going off everywhere.
The last stop for offenders before they make their way back into the civilian population. So what does this mean for people like Faye Council?
It's time to move. That's what I told my husband. It's time to move.
Now, the folks we spoke with say they're not against people going to prison having a second chance. They just wish that this facility would have been built in a non-residential area. In Fayetteville, Gilbert Bays, WRAL News.
And we
A
reached
second
out to
chance
Dismiss
for what?
Charities in
A second chance to rob me again?
And usually it's not a second chance. Usually it's like their 30th chance. But
Right.
yeah, salute to everybody, man.
Time.
I'll
That
see
wasn't
you
your
guys.
first offense.
I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace out.
Night.
Good night.
Y'all have a good night.